With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. Streams online and straight away begins to whine, but always fine as long as Shaz benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran shooter feeling so insecure. The money earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always had to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals our slow machine. He's not in burping, leaning ban. It matters not if factory fun is trials can't see if hours make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before launching into a big pretending there for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of call his cat and party life and all his strife of forgetting that it's done well and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act as a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. He seems nearly over and a win is in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not light. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again. It's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end.
Tips coming in on the streams, and that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are.
Hey guys, King Jad here. Hope you're all enjoying your weekend so far. How you spent it? I hope it's been a good one for you. It's fucking pissing down here where I am. It's unsurprisingly, I guess, although to be fair, it's been decent weather for a lot of the past few months in Scotland. But where I am, it is pissing down my rain, and it feels like normality has been restored once again to Scotland, at least in terms of the weather. So hopefully it's a wee bit better weather where you are, so you can enjoy your weekends, you know, out and about if you have to be out and about. Yeah, it is what it is here, but yep. So we got DSP Bingo to look forward to. Now before we even get started with the DSP Bingo, I was trying to work out a couple of wee things. Bill was whining yesterday about how he's earning. He's calculated that he's probably going to be earning $1,000 less than usual from his YouTube payment, and he thinks he's going to be struggling big time for paying all his bills and stuff. But ironically, Bills is playing right now, the Meerkat song Bills. You know, it's kind of ironic it's playing at the same time talking about Bills, but it is what it is. There you go. So I was trying to work out how much Phil would expect to earn if we're going by piece of pieces data as information, that the net revenue for Phil Burnell on average for YouTube payments anyway. In fact, we can highlight all YouTube payments and work out the average. Every single YouTube payment here, the average is about $4,500. It's $4,421 is the average. We have our average for for a monthly YouTube payment. If you divide that by 26, so I've got my calculator open here, so 4,500 divided by 26 days in a month for streams. He has the 7th day off, remember, so he does on average 26 streams a month. So he is wanting about $173 per day from YouTube, and he's also expecting and hoping for $200 a day in tips. Keep that in mind. So you got $173 from YouTube, plus $200 in tips. Okay, so $173 in tips, plus $200 a day in tips, and multiply that by 26, which gives us a total of $9,698, which that's his minimum, requirement apparently per month. Keep in mind as well as Patreon, which has been doing better lately. It's over $300 for his Patreon. So if I take his current Patreon level, which is $329, that actually takes him over $10,000. From his revenue sources from tips, from YouTube and his Patreon, he gets about $10,000 a month. This is what he expects, this is what he demands, and yeah, it's still a struggle for Phil. This is him With $10,000 a month, Phil is living paycheck to paycheck. Just take that into account here. Just soak that in. Somebody that works, somebody gets $10,000 a day is struggling. That's how bad his life is. That's how bad his spending is. That's how impulsive a spender he is. With always be addictions and all this shit. It's incredible that somebody can have that kind of income and be struggling and call themselves living paycheck to paycheck. It's fucking embarrassing to be Phil Burnell. Jesus Christ, man. It's an absolute embarrassment. Anyway, I just thought I'd do that, have fun with some maths there before the stream started. But, yeah, it is what it is. So, he expects on average about $176 a day from YouTube payments. I guess it breaks down to $176 a day. And in terms of tips, he wants $100 per stream at least. If it doesn't hit the second tier goal regularly, he has a panic video about it. But let's spin the wheel and pick our bingo card for today. What's it going to be today? Tips, it looks like. Well, there we go. This is going to help us pick our bingo card for today. The $15+ in tips. So, I need a number between 1 and 238. Mr. Differently Abled, I'm not using your number because you sent it before I even asked. Brad Burning was the first one I saw with a number after I asked the question. You're a wee bit too soon there, Mr. Differently Abled, but you jumped the gun a wee bit, pal. I feel like if I use a number before I've even asked for it, it feels a bit cheaty. Brad Burning was the first one I saw after I asked the question. Jasper thinks the 9/11 attack should be on the bingo card, so Phil referencing it. We can make it this. We can actually replace the centre square with it. How about that? Instead of having snort, we can have 9/11 mentioned by Phil as the middle square. Would people be okay with that? Because I think it's definitely going to happen. Yeah, he's very likely going to talk about it. It's a day which a lot of the people around the world will bring. As I'm saying, I'm not American, obviously, you know what I mean. But I remember that day vividly, which is bizarre because shit happens everywhere around the world. Bad things happen regularly around the fucking world, and yet that day stands out for me particularly as a fucking shocking day for the whole world. Maybe it's just because it happened to such a powerful country like America, and yet this fucking horrible thing happened right then and there in their own backyard. I don't know why it stands out, because obviously we've all heard horror stories about things that happen around the world, different places, and yet this one stands out as one. It just certainly lingers in the memory. I remember what I was doing. I remember I was at school, and I heard people talking. I got home from school, and it was almost 4 p.m. UK time, and so I'm not sure if any of the towers had fallen yet. One might have, I'm not sure, but as I'm saying, I was going to the TV all day in news coverage. It was bizarre. Yeah, I was in high school, so yeah. It's a bizarre situation. And I'm going to replace the centre square with 9/11 talk. So, settings will just, I'll do. It's a good suggestion, though, Jasper. Jasper Wardle, I do appreciate the shout. It's a good shout, and it means I'm going to generate new bingo cards. Am I on the right thing? No, I'm not. Whoops. So we're still using the $15+ in tips, but we need to generate new bingo cards because we have a new centre square. And I was going to use Brad Burning's number, wasn't I? Number 45. Okay, so there's a 45th bingo card as suggested by Brad Burning. So let's get all the way down here. The 45th bingo card is this one here on the left. Is it on the left hand side? Is it on the left hand side or is it the one I'm highlighting now on the right? It's on the left hand side. Okay, sorry. This one here on the left hand side is a bingo card we're going to be using for today's bingo card. Him saying on demand, him saying people saying, him drinking, him saying goal, and him saying fuck. Him bumping the microphone like a dumbass. Kind of like that. The annoying T sound he makes when he says Twitter or excited and shit. He's kind of weird annoying T sounds. Example. Him having a years ago story and him touching his ear or poking his ear. Then I've got him saying okay, the dumb close up he does, then 9/11 talk, him saying you know what I mean, and him pig splaining something. Then I've got him having dead air, him saying sound good, him being toxic, him saying alright and Twitter. And final row is him saying members, above and beyond. That being said, wow, and him getting at least $15+ in tips between the start of the stream and him beginning recording for his YouTube gameplay. So that is a bingo card for today, guys. Is Phil even awake yet? He is. There's nobody else in the chat apart from best in the world awesome. I assume that's what it means, BITW, best in the world awesome. Who said Romance Cat? Good morning, everyone. Just dead silence. Absolute nobody seems to fucking be there. Oh look, Willow turned up. Shut the fuck up, Phil, your shitey fucking pre-stream music. No one wants to hear that garbage. Mio World Orders in chat saying, why can't you guys just kick Phil off YouTube if the trolls can kick wings off? Why can't you guys just kick Phil off? I don't want to fucking kick Phil off, I'm not touching the poop. Mio World Order, I'm just here to fucking laugh at an idiot. And obviously we're here to fucking play bingo as well. It's just one of those things. I mean, Mio World Order, you seem a bit upset that we're not trying our best to, pull ops. It's a bit bizarre to me. It's one of those things where I'm just here to laugh at Phil and see how many things that we can get, him saying on the bingo card. How predictable is Phil Burnell? Let's have an actual game of bingo to determine his predictability. And he's usually quite predictable. But often in the 20s out of 25, when we get to a final score for a bingo card, we're never usually far away from a full house. We're just having fun with the predictability of Phil Burnell. Some people are a bit angry at Phil, really want him gone for good and all that. It's one of those things where if YouTube were going to do something about it, they would have done something by now. He does regularly break terms of service. He's promoting his content as child-friendly when it's not child-friendly content, so his content should be age-restricted, and YouTube need to do something about that. Other than that, then what else are you going to do? Nothing really you can do. If YouTube aren't going to, implement the system properly and Phil's going to exploit that is what it is. Mio World Order hates the guy, he's tired of hearing his voice. I mean, it's up to you to do something then if you want, pal. I wouldn't encourage it. Maybe you just need a break from Phil Burnell. Azermain was a content creator and I think he's still making content, but I think he got tired of DSP, so as far as I know, he's stopped making DSP content, at least for a while at least. But Mio World Order, I would recommend if you're just sick and tired of Phil, just maybe peace out for a little bit. I've done it before. Even before I started making videos, I kind of ignored a lot of the Phil antics for a wee spell. Like I kept tabs on it, barely, I was kind of semi-aware of what was going on, but before the Bankleak stuff dropped, I was definitely kind of not as much in the loop as I used to be. So I would highly recommend, if you're feeling like angry towards Phil, just maybe take a breather, just take a wee time out. I'm just saying, this, it worked for me, it works for a lot of people. Just, you got to try and find something that works for you, pal, but there's no point getting angry with Phil. Karma will fuck him over so hard in the end. He has his own worst enemy. He hurts himself far more than anyone else could possibly do. I just recommend, if it's too much, you maybe just peace out just for a wee bit. I don't know, but there's no point in watching content, especially watching somebody, if it's making you upset. There's no point in getting yourself worked up. You might as well just try and do something. Leyland's saying I might be done with him entirely. I might mention him here and there during streams, but I'd rather focus on better content in DSP gaming. I just want to laugh at him too. That's fair enough, Leyland. We've got to do what we're comfortable doing. We can't just force ourselves to do it. I find Phil a fascinating creature. See, I'm not that invested, I guess, in Phil's success or whatever. It's literally for me, it's a bit more about bingo success than Phil's success. If that makes sense, literally we've got our own wee daft game here, where we want to win a game of fucking bingo. So it's a case of trying to win their own wee game rather than whether Phil wins or loses. That's like my main focus, however. And of course I'll rant and rave about Phil at times when he says something dumb, when he's been a hypocrite or whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to kind of enjoy what you're doing, your own content as well, whatever. And if you're not, you can't force it. You can't force it. If you try and force these things, it's not going to end up that good. That's what I found out. I went and made videos, but I done stupid fucking YouTube videos back in the day where I fucking did FIFA content. I ended up hating the game more and more, and I was trying to force myself to fucking play FIFA when I was not enjoying playing fucking FIFA. Obviously, I was never a fucking big content creator. I was very fucking small time. you can't force these things, though. If you're not enjoying doing what you're fucking doing, there's no fucking point doing it. So I don't know, maybe if you just take a break if you need to fucking take a break. It's always easy to catch up on shit, you know, it's like, there's always people around just to kind of try and keep tabs on things, you know, and obviously if something big does happen, there's usually a bit of buzz about it. Jasper World Order is asking, do I have a day off for your funeral? I got a bank holiday, yes, the Queen's funeral is a UK bank holiday, and I will be off for it. So, there we go. Damien Anderson's saying, I think the anger comes from him being such a colossal failure. He's still making money for it, he's winning it, losing in my opinion. It's an interesting take, for sure. Hey guys, I'm going to save the bingo card. Just realised I haven't saved the bingo card yet. We've got our bingo card sorted here. And I haven't saved it yet, and I nearly forgot to save it. So let me just very quickly save this bingo card. And I'll turn the music up for you guys as well, so you guys can enjoy Meerkat's amazing music while we wait for Phil to properly start the stream. But yeah, it's just I'll just reiterate, guys, like if Phil ever makes you angry and makes you upset, I would highly recommend just ignoring Phil for a while. He's been around for this fucking long, he's likely not going anywhere, and if you feel like fucking checking in and what the fuck's happening with him afterwards, then he's likely going to be there, and if not, it would attract a video to tell you what happened. But just, it's one of those things where there's literally zero point in getting so... Well, see, I get worked up sometimes with Phil Burnell, but that's just because of, say, he says something dumb, I just get heated up in the moment. I'm not fucking going to try and obliterate him or nuke him from fucking YouTube. It's dumb because Phil hurts himself far more than anyone else could to him. But I've always anticipated that Phil is his own worst enemy, and he will be responsible for his own downfall. He was responsible for losing the best, person he had in his life, well, best people he had in his life, John Rambo and Liana. You could argue that, Liana was quite immature and all that shit, but she fucking loved him. She loved that guy, and Phil fucking threw that away. And also Rambo, his best friend, he fucking ruined that relationship because he tried to fucking monetize every possible fucking aspect of it. Phil fucks himself over far more than detractors ever fucking could, and he will be responsible for his own downfall ultimately as well. I am strongly of that belief. So that's why I feel like there's very little point in detractors doing a huge amount themselves. Obviously, some of the things that's happened to Phil in the past has been because of other people's actions, like the copyright strikes or whatever. But you could argue some certain amount of justification for those because the people gave Phil the content to use and then they thought, you know what, I don't want Phil to use this content anymore. He never really paid me for it or has my proper permission anyway. I'm just going to strike these. And Phil took it upon himself to mass delete all his shit. That was a Phil decision again. Even though it was like, it started off with detractor actions against him. Phil had the fucking gun in his hand and pulled the trigger. He's responsible for fucking shooting himself in the foot. And that's what I'm saying as well. So people are saying so many different examples of what Phil has done in the chat over years. He's responsible to fucking rack up so much debt. So much fucking debt accrued by Phil Burnell. He spent so much fucking money moving across the fucking country. And he couldn't fucking really afford it properly. How many strikes does Phil have? I'm not entirely sure, Mirror World Order. His copyright strikes expired, his counterclaims worked for him, but he still might have a strike against his community guidelines side of things. I'm not entirely sure. He's not very transparent about that kind of thing. There is one thing that if people want to try and get Phil videos age restricted, I'm all for that because his content should be age restricted. It's because the language that Phil uses, he's exposing children to some of his vulgar fucking antics and language, and that shit should not be exposed to children, and yet most of Phil's videos are not age restricted. So by all means, if you find a Phil video which is not age restricted, just, if you want, go for it, fucking try and get that shit age restricted. Just so fucking children are exposed to that kind of shit where he's fucking using homophobic slurs or racist slurs and all this kind of thing. That is something that is like, YouTube should be held accountable to making sure their terms of services are met and Phil isn't abusing that shit. That's the only thing I would encourage. That's not really touching the poop though, that's just making sure YouTube are doing their damn jobs. That's my opinion on that. But yeah, let me just save this bloody bingo card before I forget, because there's a good bingo card. I quite like this bingo card, I must say. Not to get all, I don't know why I was going all fucking weird, but kind of like, oh, this is a great bingo card. Fucking going strange fucking rich person kind of voice, This is a fucking splendid bingo card, fuck it. But this is a very solid bingo card. And I think he is. I'm trying to think what things might fuck us over on the bingo card. The dumb close-up is something he does. It's hard to predict a dumb close-up. It really is hard to predict when he's going to do a dumb close-up, so that might kill us. Yeah, man, you're right. Phil changed some of the titles and videos, so he might have cleared up the community stuff. Because there was a Yakuza video where he actually had tranny in the title, and he got pulled up for that. I just love how Phil was saying he's like false claims, but no, the age restricted stuff is not false claims. You used something you shouldn't have used, and for whatever reason, YouTube ignored it for so many years until somebody reported the damn thing. Snart Hogan got multiple DMCAs. Was that recent? Ah, shit. This is what I'm saying. If you're actually just clipping raw Phil stuff, even if you try and put filters on it, it's very likely going to get targeted just by, you know who. Fucking Superhound and not shit. Or some people think Phil Burnell is behind all Superhound shit, and it's, I don't know if I'm saying it's the same fucking person, but they think, like, Superhound is doing it on behalf of Phil, and he's claiming it's not. But yeah, it's fucking Snort Hogan. Shit, man, it's unlucky. See, I wasn't sure if Snort Hogan's stuff would be alright because he does use those filters on the videos. It's one of those things, like, it's quite possible Phil is behind it, but it's one of those things as well, like, how do you even prove that? How do you verify that stuff? I don't even know. But yeah, I've saved the bingo card, guys. That's a good thing. I've saved the fucking bingo card. His chat is filling up a wee bit. What's people saying in chat? He's responded to Ugly Sonic. He says, any chance we get Splatoon campaign? Phil said, likely not today, as I've just barely scratched the surface of multiplayer. I'd like to unlock the rank today if possible, but likely over the next week. And the cat asked him, I am hungover and broke, help. And Phil's just saying tried hangover remedies. So Phil's not going to give him any money. Our poor cat is not going to get any money from Phil. The cat in trouble is apparently in trouble. Casky, I've got no idea who Superhound is. I've seen multiple different theories on, like, names, but I've got no idea. Phil sharing his best hangover cures in chat. Would you look at that? Best cure for a hangover is protein and hydration, Gatorade or Powerade, or just tons of water plus some food. Phil speaking from multiple years of experience here, being an alcoholic, a confessed alcoholic. Keep in mind that Phil claimed he was an alcoholic when he got threatened by Mike Watson and Jaha, and he got out of that by saying, dude, I'm an alcoholic. Which is apparently bullshit, because Jaha said he never said he was an alcoholic. At least he doesn't remember him saying he was an alcoholic. I think Jaha said he was drunk or something at the time, but didn't mention alcoholic, however. That's what I'm saying. I used to be able to fucking handle drink far better when I was younger. But not to make myself sound like an old bastard, but these days I can't handle drink too well. What I would recommend, which worked well for me in the past, is before going to sleep, have like a couple of pints of water. Like if you've been drinking, a couple of pints of water certainly fucking hits the spot. Right before going to sleep that night, if you've been drinking, just a couple of pints down, just a couple of pints of H2O, high quality H2O, then you, and you should be better now. You won't be as bad in the morning. The last time I had a hangover was probably when I was on a stag do at the start of June. I mean, I had drinks as well when I was on holiday with my fiance in the Canaries, but I didn't get massively drunk. But the last time I was really drunk was definitely in the stag do in the early June. That was a rough one. Kasky's sharing his own hangover cures. Apparently the best hangover cure that he read about was Lucozade for its glucose and a banana for its natural sugar. So what you're saying is, unique banana, tasty banana. I could play that next just for the fucking hell of it. But nah, I'll just keep it random. Yeah, I'm going to turn the music up, guys, and we'll wait for Phil to start the bingo and go live. So, yeah, cheers for helping me pick a bingo card. We've got it all sorted today, so we're just waiting for Phil to start the show, and hopefully today will be a day we get 25 out of 25, a full house, or a full house.
Family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person.
Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer? Because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer.
Big ups to your dad. I need banana, tasty banana. Banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in dinner. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera.
I need banana, tasty banana. Banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in dinner. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I need banana, tasty banana. Banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in dinner. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vest streak for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control.
This one's for all my baby girls.
And it starts to click, you know, if someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing, right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again because I feel bad about it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words.
You have no respect. Do you value money more than our friendship?
But that's the way of them saying, we want nothing to do with Phil at all moving forward. Let's make up a bunch of shit or twist a bunch of shit to make him sound bad because everyone hates him now anyway on the internet. So let's make him look like the villain so everyone will believe it and we'll just be washing our hands of the whole situation and we never have to deal with him ever again. And you know what? Look what's happened. Literally, no one bugs them anymore. Nothing. It's all, they're completely washed. The hands are clean.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words. It's I will not do this thing
You
again
have no respect.
because I feel bad about it.
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting. And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was, like, if he's been drinking and texting.
I actually admitted this last year. I'll say it again. I actually do play some mobile games. I do. All right. The ones that I play are free to play or incredibly inexpensive. Like you spend $1 here or there to make progress.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on Street. It's WWE Champions time. I'm stupid. WWE game plays
plays like Candy Crush, moving gems around, breaking colored gems. I love it. Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. All right? Got me that? Gotcha. I love it. Got me that? Gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. Gotcha. Got me that? Gotcha. Thanks for the money, dummies. Supercar. That was a mobile game I played like 5-6 years ago. A lot. For about a year, I played it pretty hardcore. All right. Even at that point, that was before everything kind of fell apart with YouTube and everything. I was putting a little bit of money into it. I was playing for the top cards. I was playing the shit out of that game. Okay. After about a year, they launched what they called Season 2, which reset all the cards in the game and made all your progress essentially worthless. And I said, this game fucking sucks. What a complete waste of time that this was. All right. Today, some shithead hater will take something that I say out of context, and a ton of morons will watch that video. So within a day or two, that video will get like 5,000 views. While my daily gameplay videos each are getting, what, like 1,000 views, if that? Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not? YouTube doesn't care. Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane. This is fucking toxic. Cuck life. It became a meme, right? The meme was to hate on me. Were there legitimate reasons? At first, there were. But over the years, are you shitting me how I've changed? Like how different I am now? There is nothing fucking legitimate you could do. But the shit these people say and do, the insane amounts of slander and defamation about me, that's just untrue on the internet. There's no way I could ever...
Right, guys, Phil has said he's going to start very soon. So... I'm just going to basically prepare yourselves for Phil beginning his usual nonsense. I have a feeling that he will bring up 9/11 and he'll probably do it quite early on. It's just one of those things I'm just, you know, I'm anticipating the wee mention of it because, as I'm saying, it happened. Well, here we go, Phil's going live right now, so I think it was 21 years ago it happened. It's still kind of very vivid memories, it's still for me personally. I can only imagine what Americans themselves, how. Yeah, it kind of impacted quite a lot of Americans thinking this could happen to them, you know, so I'm sure Phil will certainly go on about it. So yeah, the usual things, guys. Tag my name in chat if I miss anything in the bingo card. Try and get my attention any way you can. And just, yeah, guys, fingers crossed we get a full house today. Good fucking luck. Here we fucking go. Let's fucking get this.
Alrighty, good morning everyone, how are you? Hello, and welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. Today is the halfway point of my streaming week, which is kind of a shorter week. It's only a 5-day streaming week for me this week, with the schedule kind of being shifted around. And a reminder that this week and likely in future weeks, unless something changes, Wednesday will be my day off again, which it kind of used to be. And then it shifted at one point to Thursday. And now it's kind of shifting back to Wednesday again, which means that my streaming week will now begin on Thursdays and go all the way through Tuesday. Okay, so yeah, today is day 3 of my 5-day streaming week. We've already had some great variety this week with the premiere of Splatoon 3 back on Friday, and yesterday finishing up Saints Row, and then trying out Disney Dreamlight Valley. I mean, tons of variety already this week. And I'm having a great time with all of you. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Today is Sunday, September 11th, 2022. So before we really begin with any formal discussion or festivities, we should take a moment to remember September 11th, 2001, 21 years ago. That day that will live, you know, in our memories forever. You know, the terror attacks on the United States. And how it affected us, because it definitely was a moment in time, or I would say a few hours in time there that were so insanely chaotic that changed American life. It really did, in many different ways. And we should honor those who we lost, not only immediately in those moments, but those who we lost slowly over time. You know, those emergency workers, law enforcement, who are working very hard to help people in need in that situation, who then, you know, years later ended up getting sick and things like that. And, you know,
it's a sad moment in American history, to say the least. But we should always take a moment, at least on September 11th every year, to remember. Okay, I honestly don't have much else to add. You know, over the years I've talked about this a lot. People always ask me on September 11th, what were you doing and what was this? I've kind of talked about it a million times, and quite frankly, I really don't feel like I have much to add. I wasn't someone who was directly affected by the events of September 11th. I didn't know anyone in New York City who was there at the time. I knew people who knew people. Let's put it that way. But I did not directly know anyone. So I don't really have like anything personal to add or anything like that or anything profound. So rather than me talk about it at length, I'm just going to say, you know, let's remember and rest in peace to those who we lost. There we go. All right. So let's get into the swing of things here, everyone. So we're halfway through the streaming week, okay? And now we kind of have a better idea of what to expect for the rest of the week, or do we? And the reason I say that is because I definitely am aware of the next new playthrough I'm doing. And I know that we have a new late night chill game that we've played once that I absolutely want to play again. But being that it's a 5-day streaming week, essentially becomes competition for real estate. And what I mean by that is, you know, there's limited slots this week to stream. And the question is, what gets what slots, okay? So let's talk about definitely what we're doing today. And then let's talk about the next 2 days and what's possible and go from there, okay? By the way, on this podcast, I will be talking about yesterday's Ubisoft Forward event. I'll be honest, they didn't really reveal much new information. If you had heard the leaks of essentially, you know, what had already been said about what this event was going to be, you pretty much already knew almost everything. There's a few details that were revealed for the first time during the Ubisoft Forward that we'll talk about today. But for the most part, if you already heard about all the Assassin's Creed information over the last week, all they kind of did was formally announce and reiterate it. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm blown away at this news. But at the same time, it's good to hear it officially confirmed. So we'll talk about that on the podcast this morning, okay? Outside of that, I don't have too much to talk about. So we're probably going to do some Q&A and stuff, all right? Okay, so let's get started. Today is Sunday the 11th. What are we doing today? Well, today I'm going to do my second session of Splatoon 3. And it seems like with Splatoon 3, there's 3 different, like, directions that I'm kind of being pulled in, all right? Direction number 1 are people who are asking me to play the single-player campaign. Now, I've got to scratch my head on this one, all right? And here's why I say that. Over the years, the 14 years that I've been a content creator on the internet, all right? Whenever I've covered one of these big multiplayer-focused new releases, whether it be a military-style shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield, whether it be space-type like Halo, or whether we're playing something that's more...
No, I'm not going to let him get away with that. What was that second game called?
Player-focused new releases, whether it be a military-style shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Battlefield. Okay. It's a bit annoying we don't have butchered a word on this bingo card today. Battlefield. Can't wait to fucking play Battlefield 5.
Whether it be space-type like Halo, or whether we're playing something that's more party-style like Splatoon 3, you know, a little bit more casualized for younger audience. Whenever I play these games, people always say, okay, it's multiplayer focused, jump into the multiplayer, start playing the multiplayer, learn the multiplayer. We want to see you try to be competitive in the multiplayer. That's the point of the game, okay? But this weird thing happened with Splatoon 3 this week where people are all kind of asking me to play the single player. And I'm like, that is so odd. Because if you actually look at the history of how I've covered these games, in particular, let's say Call of Duty, which I didn't cover last year, but usually I cover on an annual basis. Almost the first thing I would do that launch day is split my stream. Half of the day would be multiplayer and half would be single player. And then I would dedicate certain stream times to trying to beat the single player within the first 2 to 3 days so that we can put it, you know, say, okay, it's done, and then we can focus on the multiplayer. And a lot of people used to give me crap for that. They used to be like, nah, you should only be playing the multiplayer. Let's be honest. This is the only reason people buy these multiplayer games is to play the multiplayer. So when you play the single player, you're taking away from what people want to see at launch. and wasting your time. If you wanted to do the single player later, go ahead, but you should really be focusing on the multiplayer right away. So in the case of Splatoon 3, this is a game franchise that I have not played since the first one, which was many years ago, right? I want to say, was it Splatoon 2015, 2016, something like that, the first game? So when you're looking at something that's that, far back, and the fact that I have not done anything in Splatoon in that many years, I said, why not just re-immerse myself in the gameplay? Jump right into the multiplayer, play as much as I can, play the different modes, unlock weapons and costumes and the like, and go from there. And then, if the game is a hook and it catches and people like it and want to see the single player, then we'll dedicate a series of streams to do it. By the way, no one has really told me yet how long the single player is. I'd be interested to know that. Like, those of you who maybe played the single player campaign and can say, oh, it's 4 hours long or something, that would be perfect. But I would need to know that. That would help a lot to judge whether or not it's something that I want to tackle. All right. So yeah, oddly enough, my first stream of Splatoon 3 on Friday, all I did was play multiplayer, and people were saying play the single player, and I was like, what? Like, scratching my head. Like, I've never seen a multiplayer game like this get demand for the single player as much as this game has. I'm already getting conflicting reports. Anto Kamaru said 7 to 8 hours long. Amplatory says it's probably around 10 hours. So there you go. You're talking probably 3 dedicated streams just to get through the single player of the game. Wow. Okay. Now, another very vocal group of people are basically saying, what are you playing with your viewers? Okay. Wait, hold on. When am I playing with my viewers? Well, I played the game for a grand total of 2.5 hours so far. I didn't even get to play for 3 hours because on Friday we had a really lengthy podcast covering the false DMCA, claims and me getting them cleared up.
All right, need to rewind, sorry.
Wow. You're talking probably 3 dedicated streams just to get through the single player of the game. Wow.
Yeah, first of all, this wee point here, it's a case of like, he was whining before about how short Pac-Man was and how short other games were he's been playing recently. And now he's got Splatoon 3, which is not only a multiplayer game, but apparently has a decent single-player mode, which can last at least 3 or maybe 4 streams. But we should be happy he's going to get more content out of this game, potentially. I really should probably capitalise on doing that as soon as possible. Now, he seems to be complaining instead, which is bizarre to me. Now, I need to make sure, he might have said something for the Bingo card here, so what's he saying here?
Okay. Now.
You hurry up to a drink. Arsehole.
Another very vocal group of people are basically saying, what?
A group of people are saying, I'm counting that as people saying. That's what I wanted to check. It's a bit of a roundabout way for him to say it, but that's what he said. Leyland's saying Splatoon single player is pretty good. It baffles me that he question whether to do it or not. It's just Phil being fucking weird.
What are you playing with your viewers? Okay. Wait, hold on. When am I playing with my viewers? Well, I played the game for a grand total of 2.5 hours so far. I didn't even get to play for 3 hours because on Friday we had a really lengthy podcast covering the false DMCA, claims and me getting them cleared up and all that. It ended up being a lengthy show, delaying the amount of gameplay that I got to do during that session, right? So, yeah, like I barely got to really scratch the surface of what the multiplayer even is. I've only played with 4 weapons, and I used 1 match or 2 matches. I haven't even unlocked ranked matches yet. I haven't unlocked everything yet. So, does it really make sense that you buy a multiplayer game and the first thing you do before you learn the mechanics and do all the basic unlocks is set up lobbies with your viewers? Probably not. I'm just saying. In addition, I don't even know how to set up lobbies yet. Like, I don't even... I played so little of it, I don't even know where that option is. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't even jumped into it enough and really immersed myself in it enough to really know that. So, yeah, the answer is no. We're not doing lobbies with viewers as of yet. The way I see it is we haven't even confirmed that Splatoon 3 is going to be a game that I'm going to be playing ongoing for weeks and weeks. We're definitely giving it a shot where I'm going to play it for several sessions of multiplayer and see what I think. And then judging off of that and its reception, we'll decide, hey, is this something that I want to continue and do single player? Is this something that I want to continue and do multiplayer regularly? Is this something that I want to do lobbies with viewers? That's when we make those judgments. You don't make that judgment during one first session. You know what I'm saying? I guess we'll see as I keep playing. What if I keep playing and, you know, I get bored of it within a couple sessions? Well, then no pressure to keep going, right? Do something different. In fact, in less than a week now, well, I take that back. It's about exactly a week now. We've got the Modern Warfare 2 beta coming out, which I'm definitely excited for because I want to see if it's any good this year. And I know I'm going to probably want to play that a couple of sessions at the very least to make a judgment call and if it's something that I want to buy. And definitely there's we have room for probably one more major game this month before Shovel Knight. There's a Shovel Knight sequel apparently coming out this month that I'm interested in. But yeah, we definitely have space for maybe another major game. And so the question is, if I keep playing Platoon and balance that with tomorrow's new release, which is not really a new release, we'll talk about that. It's the new playthrough. If I balance Splatoon with tomorrow's release, I say release. Let me try that again. If I balance Platoon with tomorrow's new game playthrough, then we'll have enough to carry me for about a week. But if not, then we got to figure out what else we want to do during the daytime, and there's many candidates. There's many things that I could do. I could go back and play another session of Madden and finish up my game trial of that, although last time I played it, people weren't too hot on it. We could check out other Game Pass stuff and give another session of Game Pass gameplay. There's a lot of options, okay? So let's see what happens with Splatoon 3 in that regard. But I'm not ready to jump into playing with viewers after only having played it once, okay? Now, the third school of thought is just drop the game. I'm serious. There's already people who are like, Splatoon's boring, drop the game. It's like, now, wait a minute. Number one, a fan was so generous as to donate this game to me, knowing that last week, everything with me, my funds and everything were super tight. I couldn't really afford anything. I couldn't really buy the game. So someone donated it to me so I could try it out. Don't you think it would be a little bit disrespectful to only play the game once and drop it? Even though I'm enjoying it? Because I am. I'm actually enjoying the game. I'm having a good time with it so far. And by the way, I'm not saying that I'm going to continue to enjoy it at that level, but at least initially the first few hours were good, and I want to play more of it. Oh, just drop it. Wow. Well, listen, I understand if Splatoon isn't your cup of tea, and that's okay. It's like, as I've said many times over the years, I can't please everyone at all times. It's not possible to please every viewer, right? It's just not going to happen. But at the same time, please understand I'm a variety streamer. I play a variety of stuff, okay? If I'm going to play this today and you don't like it, fair enough. Come back tonight when I'll be doing something completely different, or tomorrow when I'll be doing something completely different. There's a ton of variety on my streams, and I'm pretty sure no matter what kind of a gamer you are, you'll probably enjoy something that I'm doing. And if you don't even like games, you can watch the podcast. You see what I'm saying? There's enough here. But it just gets me, literally it just gets me when I start playing a new game like this. Everyone knew it was going to be multiplayer focused. Everyone knew it would probably take a few streams for me to kind of get into it and see if it's good and if I like it and if I get good at it or whatever. Drop it right now. It's boring. We don't like Splatoon. Okay, then don't be here for Splatoon. I'm not playing Splatoon every stream. It's going to be variety mix. You know, there's so many other things. Whether I'm playing an RPG, whether I'm doing a chill fishing stream, whether I'm doing a fighting game, whether I'm doing, see what I'm saying? There's so much variety and stuff I'm doing. You don't have to be here when I play the game that specifically you don't like, okay? All right. So, the way I'm approaching it is thus. Play it today, see what we think. My goal for today, learn the game better and unlock as much as I can. Right now, like I said, I've only got the base weapon, the crossbow, the paint roller, and the Gatling gun unlocked. So the more I play, the more I'll have unlocked and the better, variety I'll get to do. I actually want to unlock the sniper rifle. I remember using the sniper rifle in the first game and actually liking it. So I definitely want to get that and then see what else. I'm sure there's tons of new items in the game, the different, clothing that give you different buffs, different weapons and the like. And we've only seen, like 3 or 4 maps. I'm sure there's more than that. I'd like to see those too. I wonder what maps we'll be playing on today, right? And of course, we didn't even unlock ranked yet. And in ranked, I think there's all new stuff too. So that's the goal for today. Make progress, play, try to get some wins in, try to earn some credits, unlock stuff, and be interactive with you guys. By all means, guys, talk with me. Let me know what you think about the game. If you want to talk about something completely unrelated to the game, that's okay too. Let's just have a fun, interactive stream. Yes, it's multiplayer focused, but that doesn't mean that we don't have fun interactions and everything together, okay? Let's have a good day today. Fair enough? Okay. Zen Shuriken just said Splatoon is greater than Halo. At this point, you're right. Maybe not a year ago. It was sad Halo Infinite has fallen so deeply that no one really even cares about it anymore, except for those who want to play Forge mode. People who want to play Forge mode are like pumped, but outside of that, no one gives a shit about it anymore. Anyway, so that's the main stream today, okay? Now, tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it will be Sunday Night Bites, also known as the Bassmaster Fishing 2022 stream. I have something to show you guys, okay? So, last week on Bassmaster, not only did I catch the largest fish I've ever seen in my life, 53 pounds. I didn't even know they come that big. But we hit the tips goal for the second week in a row, and we added the second fishing lure to the hat. As you can see, we now have a little frog, and we have this cool link.
You said tips goal, so that is a bingo. So we got our first bingo on the card, the first of hopefully many bingos for this card, because I said goal. One down, you know, like fucking, I don't know, 7, 8. How many, what's the maximum number of bingos you can get in a fucking bingo card? Like, I've got no time for that math. I think it's like 8. I think 10, is it 12? I'm trying to think, because 5, going across the way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and going down the way, it's like 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 12. Okay, yeah, 12. That fucking makes perfect fucking sense, actually. It's easy. I was thinking it's fucking hard maths, and it's not. It's just 5 plus 5 plus the 2 diagonals. I'm a dumbass. But yeah, hopefully the first of 12 bingos for today.
The colorful fishing lure, okay? Tonight, we're going to chill in Bassmaster some more, all right? And let's try to catch another big fish, of course. And if we hit the goal of $100 of tips, we'll add another fishing lure. And I have tons now, because a fan donated a bunch, and I have that tackle box. Jeez, I got a crawdad, a shrimp, a sardine-looking thing. We got one that has a big open mouth. We got the one that's chubby and looks like a torpedo. We got a bunch of different colorful lures that we can add to the hat, all right? So I hope you will join me tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. And no, as of now, I have not yet removed the hooks, so I got to be careful wearing this hat and make sure I don't hook myself. Yeah, I didn't remove them. I might eventually, just for safety purposes, but...
Barrett Wells is asking, was him telling his audience they don't have to be around if they don't like the game not toxic? I didn't see that as toxic, actually. I think it was actually far from toxic. I think it's perfectly reasonable. But if, you know, Paul said, if there's a game that viewers don't fucking feel like watching their content creator play, it's perfectly reasonable to tell viewers you don't have to be here and endure that game you don't like. It's actually, I think personally, it's actually a reasonable thing for Phil to say. It comes across as a bit hypocritical for Phil, because he'll then complain sometimes about, you know, the types of engagement games are getting. On one hand, he'll say you don't have to turn up for these games if you don't fucking like those games. On the other, he'll whine and bitch and moan and complain about people not turning out for certain games. So it does come across as a bit hypocritical, but I wouldn't call it toxic. That's just bad taking it.
So that's fun. If you just want to relax and have fun conversation and watch me fish and hope for me to catch some big ones and maybe see some cool, you know, interactivity with you guys picking a lure for the hat, come back tonight. And it's been a great time. I never expected Bassmaster to go as well as it has, and it's been going really well. So there you go. Okay. Pegger says, why have you looped them through and not used the hooks to secure them? You're hiding them? Because if I use the hooks, they're going to move. The whole idea is to get it secure in there and not have it wiggling around and falling off. And if I use a hook, there's potential it's going to move. And that's not what you want on a hat. You want it to be secure and snug. That's why. Okay. Oh, don't worry, Erlen. All my hats are on the top shelf, because Erlen made a good point. Said, until you remove hooks from those lures, be sure that they're out of reach of Jasper. Don't worry. All the lures are in their packaging, or that hat is way up on the top shelf of my closet. Jasper would never get to those. Don't worry about that.
Fucking inflatable fucking crown.
Okay. Jade is back. Jade says he's home. He had fun. He didn't get too crazy with his gambling. And he's wondering about Disney Dreamlight Valley. We're going to talk about Dreamlight Valley in just a minute. We're actually going through the schedule, Jade, and we're going to talk about it because I actually want to play it again. It was really good last night. Okay? Okay. So let's continue on. So, tomorrow, Monday, ladies and gentlemen, after an extended wait, after an extended build-up, after people requesting it for the last 3 months since I ever first mentioned it, okay? Tomorrow, Monday, the 12th of September, 2022, will be an exciting day because tomorrow, for those of you who are fans of classic JRPGs like me, tomorrow is the premiere of Earthbound. Finally, After all that anticipation, I know it was one of the games I hinted at in the beginning of June when it was dead and there was no games out. And I was like, let's do it this summer. And we never got around to it for whatever reason. You know, you guys wanted to see Final Fantasy VII, and I figured it was a really great time to do that. And that playthrough took a very long time to get through and all of that. Earthbound will start tomorrow, okay? Not a super lengthy game. It's not. It's not as long as some people think that, oh, it's another Final Fantasy VII. It's not. It's definitely not that time consuming. Although it's completely unique. It's one of the more unique JRPG experiences you can have. It was arguably one of the first JRPGs set in a modern setting. I mean, today we've got a bunch. Today we've got games like Persona and all those JRPGs that are set in the modern times. But back then, almost every JRPG was set in like medieval times. You know what I mean? Fantasy, the realm of fantasy, or futuristic. There was RPG set in the, you know, dystopian future. This one is set very much in the present, which is kind of nice. It actually has an insanely good soundtrack, unique gameplay elements, really great writing. It's a quirky game for sure, but man, does it grow on you as you play it, seriously. So I'm hoping, for those of you who've never seen Earthbound before, you'll give it a shot. Now, did I play this game before? Yes. I played it when I was a kid. I rented it several times. And then I played it again, you know, in the 2000s a couple times. I haven't played it since 9 years ago. 9 years ago, it was the summer of retro. Let me put you into the time frame. I still lived in Connecticut, okay? And when I lived in Connecticut, things were different. I was doing on-demand content. I wasn't doing anything for a live audience. And then in 2013, people started to call me a dinosaur. They said, Phil, you can't keep recording with your camera. You can't keep doing the things you're doing the way you're doing them. You have to adapt to the times. So please change for the better, all right? And please start doing things live streamed to direct capture. So in 2013, I started doing a lot of things differently. And back then, during the summer months, I used to do marathon events. Like I would do, the summer of Spider-Man, the summer of Batman. And I would time it to coincide with movie releases. Because back then you had like Amazing Spider-Man and, you know, the Batman, Nolan North. The,
Oh shit, the Perfect Lemon saying on demand. Did I just say on demand? I just missed that. No, what do I mean? Sorry.
Right. I still lived in Connecticut, okay? And when I lived in Connecticut, things were different. I was doing on-demand content.
Okay, you're absolutely right, Perfect Lemon. I just said I completely blanked over that. I was actually too busy focusing on this fucking I'll show you. As he said that, I was focusing on the wee tip animation to see who fucking tipped him. Earthbound fan tipped him $10. So I was too busy fucking focusing on this fucking tip he got to even acknowledge it. He said fucking on demand. So there you go. Thank you very much, Perfect Lemon, for pointing out. I do appreciate it, and we can tick that on the fucking bingo card. So there we fucking go. We've almost got another fucking full line. Just once he hits $15 in tips, I'll be another fucking bingo right then and there. So we're doing well.
I wasn't doing anything for a live audience. And then in 2013, people started to call me a dinosaur. They said, Phil, you can't keep recording with your camera. You can't keep doing the things you're doing the way you're doing them. You have to adapt to the times. So please change for the better, all right? And please start doing things live streamed to direct capture. So in 2013, I started doing a lot of things differently. And back then, during the summer months, I used to do marathon events. Like I would do, the summer of Spider-Man, the summer of Batman. And I would time it to coincide with movie releases. Because back then you had like Amazing Spider-Man and, you know, the Batman, Nolan North. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies and stuff like that. So I try to time these summer events along with those movie releases. Well, in the summer of 2013, there was nothing major going on. And I decided I'm going to do a summer of retro. So I decided to start playing all these old games, including Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Super Mario World, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, and there might have been one or two others. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head all the games that I played over that summertime. But anyway, back then I wasn't interactive. There was no face cam on my content. You didn't see my face at all. All you heard was me talking. And I wasn't essentially doing much at all with the streaming. Like the stream was live, so you could watch me live if you wanted, but there was no pop-ups, no shout-outs, no interaction whatsoever. I ignored the stream chat as if it didn't exist. All right? I basically was making content as if I was just doing it by myself here offline, playing the game by myself. That was idiotic. And I can admit that now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm stupid. And, you know, I look back at the past and I'm like, wow, that was really dumb stuff. I should have definitely adapted to the times earlier. But I didn't see where things were going, and I didn't see where the progress was going. In my mind, those same offline style videos were the ones that were going to be popular forever. So I played through all these classic games.
I just like to remind people he was salty and toxic as hell to people that told him adopt these things for your content. He tried to fucking pretend that if you have a fucking cat, it was like his old way of doing content, right, was literally pointing a camcorder at the TV while he sat on his couch and played the game, and he thought that was fucking amazing because it was like you were fucking sitting on the couch with him, you know, playing the game with him. He tried to fucking sell it as this kind of thing. He's like, I'm not going to just sitting in a fucking office in some sort of computer chair, huddled over this fucking, he tried his best to fucking shit on everything else that ever people did more professionally. And he's like, this fucking experience should be fucking just sitting on your couch with surround sound, the way games are intended to be fucking enjoyed and played. He absolutely dug his heels in so hard to make sure that he fucking stuck to his fucking ways. He did not want to innovate. He did not want to adapt. He refused all these suggestions for so many years. It was incredible, man. It's just, he was so bitter and angry to L when I fucking told him to change and adapt and improve. Because he thought the way he fucking did things was fucking perfect. Because it was minimal fucking effort. It was just fucking play, hit record on camcorder. Play game for, X amount of time. He would fucking split the parts up in the live recording and just upload each fucking part. It was very easy for him. No editing required, fucking minimal effort required. Not even thumbnails at the time. Fucking thumbnails for Phil Burnell is actually quite a recent addition. People don't fucking understand that. It's like a somewhat recent addition. If you go to his fucking channel, you can fucking see if you want. Fucking just go to his videos. And if I hold page down, this might actually take a fucking while, now I think about it. Let's sort this by oldest. Okay? And I'll scroll down this way. Look at all his channels. This is 12 years ago. Alan Wake, not a single fucking... It's just automatic. Everything was automatic. So 12 years ago was 2010. He didn't bother doing thumbnails, he just done it automatic, like 10 fucking parts. Each fucking thing. Oh, would you look at this? Prince of Persia, the fucking Forgotten Sands. What's this all about?
Hogan a nigger.
Oh, just okay, it's Bill Burnell using a racist word. Okay, sorry about that, I just got distracted by seeing Prince of Persia on the timeline, but it's just Bill Burnell. Is that video age restricted by any chance? Is this an age restricted video? I don't know if this is an age restricted video. Does it say anywhere if it's fucking age restricted? I don't think it is. It's just Bill Burnell using a racial slur. You should perfectly fine by YouTube standards, nothing wrong with that whatsoever, YouTube love that kind of shit where some white fucking pasty guy is using racial slurs like that, That was a sheer fucking coincidence that I was fucking on the timeline, I didn't fucking say it. I just seen I partially watched it, so I thought, that's probably that fucking part. You can see what I'm saying though. No thumbnails for Phil Burnell, he didn't use them, and it's somewhat recent in my opinion. I'm trying to think, did he have... I think it is literally within the last few years he has been using thumbnails. I'm tempted to fucking like... PUBG wasn't that long ago, was it? See, there's no thumbnails here either. PUBG 2018, no thumbnails. I'm trying to think what was the fucking first streams he fucking used thumbnails on. 2018, no sign of any fucking thumbnails. I'm just trying to think of anything. What did he do in 2020? Like, I'm trying to... Any fucking random games he played in, like... Did he play like Metal Gear Solid, like fucking Redemption runs or some pish? 2 years ago, no thumbnail. Part 1, no thumbnail. See, this is what I'm saying, like this an hour-long video, Metal Gear Solid 1 playthrough. No thumbnail. 2020, I wasn't even using fucking thumbnails. So thumbnails are actually quite a brand new addition. I haven't said that though. This fucking video from 9 years ago, random thumbnail. So it's like he very seldom used them. I guess somebody had to fucking... Someone decided they wanted to make Phil thumbnails, and he thought, okay, you make me them, and I'll fucking use them. He never sought them out, he never fucking tried to actively do it. I guess somebody just randomly sent him these thumbnails for a fucking playthrough 9 years ago. For Metal Gear Solid 4. It's bizarre. Him having regular thumbnails is a very recent addition.
Games, but essentially the commentary was all offline commentary, and a lot of people complained. In fact, I would argue the summer of 2013, the summer of retro, was probably one of those times when I got the most viewer backlash for an idea that I had. Usually a lot of viewers would be along for the ride with me and understand why I was doing it. In this case, I got a ton of hate, and people were like, this is the most boring summer you've ever done. We're really upset with you. We were looking forward to something different and interesting, and all you gave us was a bunch of boring retro crap. Now, I reacted poorly. I particularly remember lashing out at people on Twitter, insulting them, and saying that people are ignorant if they don't like the classics, and they should open their mind because these are the games that basically laid the groundwork for all future games, and if you ignore the past, you won't understand where games came from, and it's really disrespectful for people not to pay attention to these games. Okay? But here's the thing. Essentially, the problem was not necessarily the games, it was the way I was presenting the games. Allow me to explain. Take a look at the Final Fantasy VII playthrough we just did.
That game is incredibly old. The graphics certainly don't hold up today, right? And it's definitely a game that's it's historic, but most people know Final Fantasy VII these days from the remake, right? How many people were actually around in the 90s and played the original when it was a hot new release? Me and how many more? Not a ton. I would argue most people who played the remake probably never played the original, okay? So me choosing to play Final Fantasy VII over the summer, a lot of people were very skeptical. But take a look at how we did it. It was an interactive playthrough. Me re-experiencing that game for the first time in 20 years, talking it out with...
Shut the fuck up, you fucking pasty prick. It was basically a chat hand-holding you through the entire fucking experience. You had people fucking throwing money at you, and any fucking time the money was not actually good in some streams, you fucking held it to fucking hostage, to fucking relegating it to a night stream, unless people stepped up their fucking contributions again. You fucking made sure that fucking game got the kind of support to keep it on the fucking day streams, and you made sure people told you exactly what to fucking do, so you get through the fucking game as fast as humanly fucking possible. Not one fucking thing. You relied in chat for so fucking much. You may as well just fucking give him fucking Jade the fucking controller. Jade in your fucking chat, that fucking denthead. Just give him the fucking controller. Get him to play the fucking game for you. You fucking idiot. Every single fucking game that Phil Burnell fucking plays in this fucking shit is usually fucking him getting his hand fucking held by his goddamn stupid fucking chat. They're the fucking ones that are doing the fucking thinking for him, the fucking brain power, the processing for fucking how to fucking get through shit. Any fucking remote sign of any fucking potential difficulty in a fucking video game just fucking stops Phil in his tracks until somebody fucking tells him how to fucking do the fucking thing. It's every fucking time. Even this fucking Disney game, I bet he'll fucking get stuck. It's a fucking game literally designed for children. And he'll fucking probably get stuck in this shit. It's unbelievable, man. Phil does not fucking like problem solving. He can't fucking do it. You'd think he would naturally gravitate towards fucking like sports games where it's just all about fucking being good at a game, learning a game that way, you know, shit. It's like the more you do it, the better you get at it. You'd think he'd actually be good with fucking learning that kind of shit instead, since there is no problems to fucking solve in those games. But no, he fucking can't fucking be bothered to learn that shit either. There's too many fucking controls and all that shit. All he wants to do is fucking have people play the fucking game for him, tell him how to fucking win the game, and have him get paid by them at the same fucking time. Somebody took me fucking $100 and tell me how to fucking beat this boss. I was like, okay, here you go, Phil, here's my money, and here's instructions how to beat the boss. I was like, oh, thanks a lot. Guys, I did it, I beat the boss. I'm amazing.
To my audience, having fun, meaningful conversations about the plot and things going on in the plot and how the plot develops over the course of the game, taking in various different opinions and viewpoints about said game for people who played it at various different times in their lives and different understandings of the plot from supplemental materials like the Dirge of Cerberus game or the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie. People help me with gameplay elements that I didn't really understand on my own back in the day, even allowing me to find new abilities and things like the monster abilities that I didn't even have in my original playthroughs. Then, taking on literally all of the super challenges, all right? In the game, the things that you need to sink a ton of time into in order to really do well, all right? So, that being said, I played Final Fantasy VII in a very different, interactive way than I ever had before, and it ended up being one of my most enjoyable playthroughs in a very long time. I had a great time with all of you playing it, and we spent over 40 hours in the game because we liked it so much. You see, people showed up, they engaged, they supported. Was it a giant views masterpiece? Absolutely not. In fact, if you take a look at the views for the playthrough, they're not very good. But I don't care, because we had a meaningful experience together, and those that were here had a great time. I had a great...
This motherfucker actually said meaningful again. He said meaningful again. This is what happens when we remove it from a fucking rotation. He says meaningful twice in a fucking row. This arsehole knows. He knows. Some bastard fucking told him. I don't know. I don't fuck... I fucking told you guys. I didn't want to fucking remove it. I felt bad about removing it, but we had a poll. We had chat decide. 61% decided to remove it because it was a cursed word. The thing is, we're guaranteed though, every time we don't have it in our fucking bingo card, he says it. And every fucking time we encode it, he's like, I don't want to say that today. Fuck them guys. Fuck the bingo guys. Phil Bonnell watches me convert. It's bizarre as well because we are fucking usually behind by Phil. Yesterday, we were an hour behind Phil. Because I kept pausing so much and fucking ranting so much. So it's not as if he fucking knows what we've got left to fucking win the bingo. He's fucking miles. He's in the future and doesn't know what's fucking left in the cards usually. It's not as if, but by the time we need meaningful to be said, he's like fucking an hour into gameplay for whatever he's fucking playing, and whatever's been done has already been fucking done. There's no that. It's just dumb luck. To be honest, it is complete dumb luck. You know, let's be honest. Just the way Phil. Put it this way, Phil put my name on Final Fantasy VII as a fucking contributor. I didn't have a clue who I was. So I'm quite glad Phil doesn't know who I am. But yeah, it's just sheer dumb luck more than anything else. I'm just so annoyed. He said meaningful again, and whenever he says it, it triggers me. Just because I know whenever we need him to say it, it doesn't.
Great time, and people supported it. So why do I care if it's mainstream popular or not? I don't, quite frankly. As long as we're having a good time and I feel like I'm putting out meaningful content that people are enjoying, I don't give a shit.
Okay, first, he just said it again, you fucking cunt. Secondly, he just admitted there that views don't fucking matter to him as long as he gets fucking money for the fucking videos. Viewership wasn't fucking massive, he doesn't fucking care. As long as he got fucking great money for it, that's all that fucking matters. This is it, the fucking Mr. Views, I don't want to be Mr. Views anymore, has fucking progressed. This is his promotion from being Mr. Views. It is because it's no longer fucking relevant being Mr. fucking Views. He could get fucking 2 views in a video, but if that fucking video had about $1,000 in tips, he would call it one of his most amazing videos ever. Even though they wanted to fucking watch the goddamn thing on demand. Views literally mean nothing anymore to Phil Burnell. It's all about the fucking money, especially the immediate fucking financial, money he gets. The immediately tips. If you don't fucking tip him well for a fucking game, doesn't matter how many fucking super chats there are. There's games that could fucking gain like 1,000 members for him and like $20,000 in super chats. And while I think that was shit and was amazing, he would fucking say it is fucking bullshit because he didn't get the fucking tips he wanted at that fucking time, and so it makes us fucking relegated to the night stream. Hill Gaming, I don't think he did, to be honest. It's random. The thing is, this is the thing as well. Remember, whenever Phil gets a tip from anyone, he only accepts verified PayPal accounts for people contributing to him. So while somebody had my username for that tip, the email address is probably one he recognised. So he's just probably thinking, no, it's this guy again, he's using a different name, whatever. He probably recognised the email address. Even though it's like fucking somebody else's name, because obviously you can put whatever fucking name you want when you're tipping, but the email address will be a fucking constant, but be consistent. The thing as well is the guy that fucking tipped him had dollars. It's not as if somebody tipped him in pounds, which is fucking my currency. So there's probably OIC or some push, I don't know.
Okay, so Earthbound, I feel like this time around, playing it 9 years later, rather than it being me talking about the game constantly and trying to fill dead air with commentary, instead, it'll be us having an interactive and fun experience with the game in a way that I've never experienced it before, just like we did with Final Fantasy VII, okay? So, I feel like this is going to be much better than the first one. Because it's funny, all of a sudden I started seeing comments on the old playthrough out of nowhere. People started posting up comments, oh, look, he already played this 9 years ago. Like, yeah, but you got to really understand how different things were back then. I just adapted direct capture. I wasn't talking with an audience. No face cam, no interaction, no conversation, no input. Just me playing the game for myself and trying to talk over it is a very different situation than what I do today. I have evolved as a gamer and a content creator in a positive way.
I'm not fucking pressing X out. Phil evolving? No. At least fucking back then, he didn't have fucking chat to hold his goddamn hand. He had to actually fucking figure shit out himself, or use a fucking guide at least. But it's still pretty much effectively him and whatever resources he had available to him to try and figure things out. These days, he's got a fucking audience of dentheads to hold his fucking picky hoose through a fucking game. Any potential problem, it's okay, guys. The audience are there to fucking help you through it. But guys, I need money as well. It's okay, guys. The denthead whales are there as well to make sure you get your money as well as your handheld to get through the fucking tough parts of the game. If he's not fucking crying about how difficult a game is, he's fucking crying about how poor that fucking game is getting in financial support. It's either one or the other. If it's both, that game's fucked. That game gets relegated to a fucking night stream or just fucking cut altogether faster than you can fucking blink.
That I feel is going to make this playthrough much better, okay? So, if you like Earthbound, and you saw my original playthrough, tune in tomorrow for something a little different. If you've never seen Earthbound before, tune in tomorrow and see if you like it. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how different and quirky this game is from other JRPGs, because it's very different. It really tries to break the mold and feel like a different thing. It's not the same typical style of RPG you're probably thinking. Oh, Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, as you'll see, it's a very different animal, to say the least. And it can get very interesting with the plot. You never know where the plot is going in this game. And there's quirkiness and there's silliness, and there's also a lot of meaningful writing. Later on in the game, I remember it actually being one of the more meaningful.
He's literally said meaningful 3 times, I think 4 times now.
Meaningful games.
Yeah, he literally just said it's 4 times. 4 times he has said meaningful in this. He's an arsehole. He's an absolute arsehole. He knows.
I played it as a younger guy in the 90s. It actually kind of made you think and made you feel. And not a lot of games back then in the 16-bit era made that happen. Very few. You know, it wasn't really possible with the amount of, you know, technology they had and the limitations of what you could do with games back then. And this game does. All right? So I think we're going to have a great time with it. And I hope that you guys will tune in. Hey, you know what? Anso Kamaro just made a good point. So did you know Undertale was heavily inspired by it? When I was playing Undertale, remember what I said? I was like, is this like Earthbound the sequel? Because it's essentially the same game. It really is. It's essentially the same vein. It just feels like the spiritual successor to Earthbound. It does. So if you like Undertale, you're going to love Earthbound. I mean that. You will. It's the same style of quirky writing, fun gameplay mechanics, unique stuff, great music. It's that good of a game, okay? So, please be here tomorrow and give it a shot. If you don't like it and it's not your cup of tea, I totally understand, because I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be for everyone. But for those of us who like this game in the 90s, or those of you who maybe been waiting for me to do a fun interactive version of this playthrough, I'm really stoked to start to present this to you tomorrow, okay? So there we go. Hope to be here. Hope you'll be here tomorrow, if you can be here, okay? Okay, cool. Tomorrow night, Monday night, we're going to be doing multiverses. And I'm excited because Gizmo, the Mogwai from the Gremlins movie franchise, has been released in the game, and apparently people really like the character. They're actually saying the character even kind of changes the meta of the game. So, I'm interested to try him out. Yes, I'm going to buy him and unlock him and use him and see what his abilities are. It should be a fun late-night multiverses stream. Now, Tuesday, my final consecutive streaming day of the week is completely up in the air. Here's why. On Tuesday, on the first stream, we can either do more Splatoon 3 or we can do more Earthbound. I feel like it'll be directly dependent on how Earthbound goes tomorrow. That's how what I feel. So let's see how it goes tomorrow. And maybe what I'll do is either just decide for myself, or if I'm undecided, I'll do a poll overnight, similar to how I did yesterday, to determine if I was going to do Saints Row or Splatoon. So we'll see. Okay? And then on the late stream, again, we have two possibilities. We can do more multiverses for 2 back-to-back nights, so I actually have to play it twice in 1 week. Or we could do a second session of Disney Dreamlight Valley. Let me talk a little bit about this game, because some people who were not here last night have questions about it. Okay? So, Disney Dreamlight Valley is interesting to me because it's basically Animal Crossing, but with an interesting plot. While Animal Crossing is literally, okay, you're on an island, you got thrown on here with a bunch of random...
Okay, shut the fuck up, Phil. Before we even continue, has everyone seen Shinko's video yet on Disney Dreamlight? If not everyone's seen the video yet, let me find it for you guys. It's definitely worth a wee watch. Okay, guys, let me pull up for you guys. I'm sure Shinko won't mind that I'm fucking showing this off, you know, but it's a great wee video. Right, Shinko Fleur, let me get your video open. Right, here we go. 2 seconds.
One.
What? Hang on, wait. Oh, I need to drag it over here, 2 seconds. Right, I can go. Right, so Shinko made this the other day. He uploaded it yesterday. Well, technically uploaded it, you know, early for me this morning, which is why the date says 11 September. Yeah.
Once was a dream world in which familiar friends, from the most heroic to the most villainous,
Look out, there's a black woman
lived
coming out!
together in harmony. However, as time passed, the forgetting set in, and the world fell into darkness until you arrived.
This place sucks. This place is horrible.
You have the
It barely
power
goes
to make
anywhere.
it
You can't get
special.
high up. Look, I'm running everywhere. There's nothing to do.
With your help, this dream world can grow back into something magical.
Right off the rock. eBay, they're now selling it for $800 for wait 4 months.
This is a place where you'll have no worries. Where you'll wish time could get frozen. Where you can find a friend in everyone.
Fucking robots and algorithms. I got him! Oh!
Feed
Half a
your
cup of wine.
passions. A place where you
Nothing
can
is
find
working.
yourself at home. And let your creativity reign. This is a place where every day is a dream come true.
Like, fuck this game.
This
Like, what are you doing?
is Dreamlight Valley. Learn more at Disney Dreamlight
Look out, there's a black woman
Valley.
coming out!
That is a fucking great video. So I'll link that video to you if you guys want to check it out and give it a wee like, however, you know, I'm sure Shinko would appreciate it, but there you go. Autoplay fucking next fucking video. Fucking I don't remember. Okay, back to bingo. But yeah, I thought I'd shot video right before Phil starts talking about the fucking game. But Shinko made that the other day. Fucking quality stuff.
Right? Build the island. And then sim it, essentially. That's the game. Now, the game has a lot of elements to it. Fishing, swimming, planting, harvesting, building. It has a commerce system. You got all this stuff going on, right? it's fun in that regard. But it's kind of repetitive. Yes, it can get addictive, which is really kind of the major focus of Animal Crossing. In Disney Dreamlight Valley, there's also a plot, an interesting plot. Yes, you show up in a land where you don't know where you are, but you're running into all these Disney characters who have amnesia. They're not sure what's going on. They're trying to figure it out. And you know what I mean? They're trying to find out what the hell happened, why they've lost their memories, what's taking over the Dreamlight Valley, where all these like magical thorns are coming from that are overgrowing everything. And it's your job to kind of help out the denizens of Dreamlight Valley, get them out of their funk, essentially remove the cobwebs and get them to start remembering things again, and to reset up their town with a commerce system and everything so that they can start to operate normally again. Already within the first 2 hours, I ran into Mickey Mouse, Merlin the Magician, Goofy, Scrooge McDuck. That might have been it for now. It might have been the first 4 that I ran into. I don't remember anyone else off the top of my head. But just in the first 2 hours, it was fun. It was very fun. I was having a good time with it. And I was like, wow, this is a little different from Animal Crossing, where in Animal Crossing, you know, it's essentially you're on a chill island, just chill. If you want to build, if you want to, you know, plant, you want to do this, you want to do that. Here it's like, no, you've got hours of exploration and setup and cleaning up to do and freeing people who are kind of like stuck and trapped and can't remember who they are. And it's kind of nice. I played for 2 hours. I feel like we're definitely just in the introduction. Like we haven't even gotten past the introductory segment yet. It may take several more streams of this game to even get to that point. Okay? So it begs the question, once you get past the introduction, which who knows how long it'll be, 8 hours maybe, then will the game have longevity? Or once you've done all those initial challenges, will it feel more like, okay, you did everything and now it's kind of repetitive? I don't know. I don't know how much content Disney Dreamlight Valley has. So you might have a little bit of a question about the game. First of all, how does it run? It runs okay. I'm playing it on the Xbox Series X, and it's not a smooth 60 frames per second, which is very disappointing. How on earth hell they couldn't get it to run at 60 frames, I have no idea, because there's nothing graphically crazy about this game. Although admittedly the graphics are better than Animal Crossing, which is, you know, cutesy little mini characters. Everyone here is like a full-size representation of who they are in the Disney universe. But it runs around 25 frames per second. I'm serious. It barely even hits 30, which is kind of weird. I was disappointed in that regard. You would actually hope that they will patch that and improve it over time. The game is free if you're a Game Pass subscriber.
I'm going 1.5 speed. This guy's boring the fuck out of me.
Or if you're not, it's $40. Now that $40 buys you the base game and a bunch of Founders Pack items like crafting materials, blueprints, and healing items and things like that. But my question, I guess what I wonder is it going to be like Animal Crossing, where if you buy the game, you'll just get all the DLC expansions over time, and that's where the longevity of the game comes from, is every season, say, they'll release a new expansion? Because that's what Animal Crossing does. Every season, the colors change on your island, the activities change, there's a new seasonal event, there's holiday stuff that they do, and I wonder if they'll be going like that and doing that in the game, or is it going to be you have to buy them? Because someone even told me last night, they were like, so the first DLC is scheduled for roughly November, and it's going to be the Toy Story characters. So you'll have Buzz and Woody and all of them integrated into the game, and they'll have their own section of the town and stuff that you can do activities in. Sounds good, but are you going to charge me for it? I've already bought the game only a couple months after you're already releasing a DLC. I don't know how that's going to fly. You know what I'm saying? What I would hope, this doesn't become The Sims, all right? For those who don't know, The Sims series is absolutely infamous for ripping off, nickel and diming the customer base. You'll buy the base Sims game and play it for like 3 months, and all of a sudden there's an expansion that's like $40. Like, wait, what? I just bought the game, and already you're hitting me with an insanely pricey expansion? And usually the expansion would put things in the game that you would think already should have been in there. Pets, different jobs, you know, theme park visits or something. It's like, wait, what? Why wasn't that just in there? You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll see, but I'm curious how this model is going to pan out. And again, I'm curious to see, once you've done all the initial things in the game, how much content there actually is, or does it become incredibly repetitive and boring and now you're dying for a DLC? I guess we'll find out. For now, initially, I actually really enjoyed my first session of it. I feel like we barely scratched the surface of what's going to be in the game, and it was chill fun. It was cool talking to the Disney characters. The audience was interested. They're like, oh, this is kind of neat. See the Disney characters interacting with you, and you're doing it. It was hilarious. You know, my characters wearing Mickey Mouse ears and doing magic shit to remove thorns and stuff. It was so ludicrously stupid, but it was funny as hell, you know? So it was entertaining. I'm excited for more. I actually genuinely am. So I'm going to be playing more of it, but the question is, should I do it on Tuesday night, or should I do it on Thursday night? Because we can either do 2 sessions of Multiverses back-to-back, Monday, Tuesday, or we can do Multiverses on Monday, Dreamlight Valley on Tuesday, Wednesday's my day off, and then we'll do more Multiverses on Thursday. So let's see what happens. So basically, Tuesday is completely up in the air for me right now. I'm not exactly sure what I'll be doing yet, but, you know, we'll think about it, okay? So now, after I come back from my day off next week, what I'm thinking of doing is kind of alternating. One day you do Earthbound, one day you do some Splatoon. Once we get kind of bored with the Splatoon multiplayer, maybe we'll jump in and try the campaign for a session and see what that's all about, okay? Now, keep in mind, 1 week from today, next weekend, is the release of the open beta of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022. I know it sounds stupid I have to say that, but Modern Warfare 2, you guys may not realize this, was the FPS that got me noticed on YouTube back in the day. I covered the live release of Modern Warfare 2 at my local mall. I stood in line, I played some of the game. There was a party atmosphere in the mall because they had this big release event. I came home, I unboxed it, I played through the campaign, went to sleep, woke up the next day, finished the campaign, and played multiplayer. I got tons of attention. Absolutely, positively, tons of attention on YouTube back in the day for Modern Warfare 2. People loved my coverage of the game, you know, and it got people watching me play shooters at the time, which was really nice because I was known as the Street Fighter guy in 2009. But Modern Warfare 2 got people watching me play shooters instead. And in fact, I got fairly good at Modern Warfare 2. I was going on tears playing the multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2. That was where I Spawn, I Die comes from. It was Modern Warfare 2. It was. So I'm kind of excited, but at the same time, not so. It's kind of like, wow, here we are, full circle, 13 years later, I'm playing Modern Warfare 2 again. But it's not Modern Warfare 2. It's the modern version by a different dev team, using a different game engine, different graphics, different mechanics, and I don't know if I'm going to like it. I didn't like Modern Warfare 1 3 years ago. I thought it sucked. So I don't know if I'm going to like this one. That's why I'm so interested in playing this beta, because this, again, just like last year with Vanguard, this will help make or break my decision on if I want to get the game or not, and actually put it into a regular rotation as a multiplayer game that I play over time, or if it's something that I just skip, or maybe something I buy, play a little bit, and drop. I guess we'll see. So, yeah, 1 week from today, we'll be playing that beta, and we'll be seeing exactly what it entails and if it's any good. And that's going to make it into the rotation. I want to play at least a couple of times on PlayStation 5, and then a few days later it comes out on the Xbox. I want to play a couple sessions on the Xbox Series X. I want to compare the two and see which was a better experience for me, which had less lag, which controller works better with the game, right? I want to judge all those things. So, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how this pans out next week. And you know, so right now, it's going to be Splatoon 3 and Earthbound alternating. Then next week, we'll have Modern Warfare's beta interjected in, so we'll have good variety on the daytime streams. Night streams will be either Multiverses or Dreamlight Valley, and then we're going to have Friday Night Fights on Friday and the fishing streams on Sunday. So that's the foreseeable future. Am I interested in other games? Sure I am. There's the sequel to Shovel Knight coming out later this month. Am I interested in that? Somewhat, yes. I'm curious if you guys will have any interest in it, or if it's just something that I'm interested in. I don't really remember. Years ago when I played the original Shovel Knight, I actually don't remember how well it was received, but I think I really liked the game, if I remember correctly. It was a unique combination of like Mega Man and other classic games, right? So, let's see. But it should be a variety of stuff, okay? So that's what's going on schedule-wise. But also, let's talk about this. Because, ladies and gentlemen, every day we are inching closer to the members goal for the month. I need to reiterate that there's a bonus reward if we hit the members goal by the 16th. That is 5 days from today. Let's do the math. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If by Friday we hit 450 members, number one, I'm going to be doing a Halloween marathon event where I dress up in a costume. You guys will nominate and vote on games for me to play during the event. Members will have priority and will actually be able to get a game for sure played on Halloween. And there will be a really good episode of Feasting with the King that day as well. So there's a lot going on the Halloween event if we hit the members goal. But if we hit this members goal by the 16th, all right, I'm going to do a double reward for you guys. There will be another special event that will take place at the end of this month, the last weekend of September. There'll be a react event. I'll either be reacting to one of the documentaries from June the King or Frederick Knudsen. And that day as well, I'll be doing my next over-the-top rope 30-man fantasy battle royal in WWE 2K22. You guys absolutely love the first two of these that I did earlier this year, and I would absolutely love to do another one for you guys, and this would be the time when I do this one. All right? So, if you're not a member, you're missing out on so many benefits, including a highlighted name in chat, as well as in comments on YouTube videos, a chat crown to show how long you've been a supporter, access to all of my emotes, both in the chat and in the video comments, priority to these special events, like I said, priority to get your game nominated and get in there for the Halloween event. Also, Ask the King is coming up, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, and you get priority to get your questions answered on my Q&A show, Ask the King, as well. Excuse me. Oh yeah, by the way, also, it helps the channel. And I'm trying to build back, because last month, we had a giant dip in memberships because of the troll bullshit false DMCA claims. Those are gone now. We're back to normal. You can feel safe. Your membership is going to be fine. You're going to get all your benefits, all right? If you're someone who likes the channel, maybe wants to help out other fellow viewers by gifting some memberships, I'm sure they would appreciate that. We got hundreds of people lined up to get gifted memberships here on DSP Gaming, all right? So we're 19 away. We're that close.
I just love how he's just given up on encouraging those people that haven't got a membership to just fucking buy the membership. Instead, he's desperately begging for membership bombs. He's just given up absolutely on encouraging those bastards to buy their own memberships. How much? Let's remind ourselves of the fucking prices. Hey, Baltic Bro, how's it going? Family's doing alright, cheers for asking. But let's have a quick reminder of how fucking, you know, so if you hit join, so here we go. So as it all happens, hit join, you get some dumbass video. Fuck off, Phil. $3.99 a month. He can't encourage those hundreds of members that fucking aren't willing to spend. Why is he not encouraging this shit? It's only $3.99, so he should really be fucking shilling the shit out of that. But instead he's begging for membership bums. So, because he knows that those hundreds of people aren't willing to fucking, you know, part with $3. Well, for me it's £3.99. I don't know if it's the same in dollars as it is in pounds. Is it $3.99 or is it more? In the UK currency it's £3.99. I'm not sure if it's $3.99, you know, or as well, or if it's fucking going more. Is it the same in dollars? Okay, it's the same in dollars then. Well, in that case, the fucking British people are getting ripped off, aren't they? It's $3.99 as well, I'm being told. But that's what I'm saying, though, he can't even encourage the fucking hundreds of people to fucking part with fucking $4. Instead, he's begging for membership bombs. Why? Why can't Ranjiv Padmahar fucking be encouraged to part with $3.99 to get a membership? Why can't Hoppin' Rabbit be encouraged to fucking spend $3.99 on it? Instead, it's like, nah, I'm begging on a whale to drop 50 membership bombs thing, and just because they fucking he's given up. He knows for a fact people don't fucking want. The only way the fucking members going to go up significantly is with membership bombs. That is literally the only fucking way. It's pathetic he's giving this up, man.
Please consider becoming a member, re-upping a membership if it's lapsed, or gifting memberships to the channel. It helps tons, and I would absolutely love nothing than to say, we hit it, this is excellent, let's start planning for these events. And by the way, there will be a Tier 2 membership goal. We hit the first one. Tier 2 is that we're going to be doing a second Halloween event featuring me reacting to the Rob Gavigan YouTube channel, which is a bunch of macabre, spooky, and dark kind of documentary stuff, including murders and really creepy happenings that are documented as real. In addition to that, there'll be other fun stuff and festivities going on as well if we hit that second goal. But we gotta hit the first goal first, all right? So please, consider becoming a member or giving a membership to help out the channel. Thank you so much for that, all right? Last thing, Ask the King. Tentatively scheduled for the 22nd of September, which is in about a week and a half, all right? And I certainly hope that if you have not yet, you'll post up your questions for the show. How can you do that? Type !Ask the King in the chat. A link will pop up that you can click on, or you can just head over casually to dspgaming.com. On the forums, there's a thread there for Ask the King. Please post up your questions. The more questions that are posted up ahead of time, the better that show is, because it's based off of your questions being asked ahead of time and me having a chance to read them and think of intelligent answers to respond. And thank you to anyone who who does post up in any way. I'm looking forward to that very much, so please do so. And by the way, hey, if you're a member, you get priority to get your questions answered. And if you're a patron, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. If you pledge a certain amount, you get your question answered in full and in detail for sure on the show. It's a lot. If you're a member, you have an increased chance. If you're just a common viewer, I'll look at your question, but this is a guaranteed way to get your question answered on the show. All right? Okay. I'm trying to think if I've done all the housekeeping stuff. I think at this point we've covered most of it or all of it. So what I'd like to do now, I would like to talk about the Ubisoft Forward event that happened yesterday. All right? So being quite honest with you, it wasn't anything that was mind-blowing. And for those of us who've been following the leaks on the internet, meaning the fact that already the information from this event was kind of already public, it wasn't anything groundbreaking or blew us away, but we did get some interesting details on stuff. All right? So primarily there's like 3 things that were announced, and then one thing that's not so interesting, but still, I guess we can talk about it. So, number 1, the next Assassin's Creed game is called Mirage. It is set in Baghdad, and it will be a combination of gameplay elements from the original Assassin's Creed games. That's right, going around a city and assassinating people. That's why it's called Assassin's Creed. They seem to have forgotten that in the last 3 installments. But it will have some modernization and modern gameplay elements. Okay, so yeah, basically it'll be better graphics, better controls, but have the assassination feel to it again, rather than you running around with a sword and shield, killing everything in sight, doing 5 million optional side quests like Witcher 3, which is what you played 3 times now if you played the last 3 Assassin's Creed games. So that's good news. The other news is that it's coming out cross-platform. It's not just on the current gen of consoles. So if you still haven't managed to get your hands on a PS5 or an Xbox Series S or X, you'll be able to play this game, and it's $50, which kind of is a little bit weird. When most game companies are now starting to charge $70, Ubisoft has announced this one will be cheaper. It's a little weird. I hope they didn't have a typo there or something. You know what I mean? At the same time, if it's $50, it may be maybe not a full-fledged game, or maybe what it could be is thus. Maybe what Ubisoft is doing, and maybe they're doing the right thing here. So let me try to maybe put this into its perspective. Maybe
I need to make sure this fucking super chat gets acknowledged by, I don't know if Phil's going to delete this comment or not. So Metroid Gamer has tipped, super chatted $2. Asking, your mom really combed your hair until 16 or 17. I actually think that's true. Before Phil even confirms it or denies it, I'm pretty confident, because Phil had a fucked up hairline. People called Phil, so Phil was the guy with the oddly shaped head. And he blamed his mother for combing his hair a certain way. That his hairline was all fucked up. He has blamed his mother for combing his hair a particular way to fuck up his hairline. It's his mum's fault.
what happened is they realized, hey, we just put out 3 Assassin's Creed games, and those games have anywhere from 40 to 80 hours of content. Just to get through the story of Assassin's Creed Valhalla is 40 hours of gameplay, and then if you do the optional shit, it's about 80 hours. Okay, I know, I played it all, and it was about 80 hours. So maybe what they're thinking is, if we try to charge $70 for a traditional Assassin's Creed game, take a look at those games. I mean, Assassin's Creed 1 was, what, 15 hours long, if that, right? It was a shorter game, but it was also a different time, 13, 14 years ago. Things have changed a lot in the last decade of gaming, where games can get bigger, you can fit more into a game world, etc. So, what I'm thinking is, maybe that's what it is. They realize if we try to sell a game that's only 20 hours long, but plays like traditional Assassin's Creed, we can't charge $70 when we just released 3 games for 60, 70 bucks that were like 80 hours long. Maybe that's what it is. And if that's the case, I actually think they're doing the right thing. What I hope it's not is that, we're actually going to release this game and it's going to be 10 hours long. We're going to charge 50 bucks. I'd be like, oh no, I hope not, right? I hope they don't start with this shit. Right? I want to talk about starting off on the wrong foot with going back to the old formula of Assassin's Creed. That's the wrong way to do it. So I hope that's not the case, okay? Also, it was announced this game will be a part of the Ubisoft Plus subscription program. So some people just get that. What it is a monthly subscription where you get access to all their games. It's similar to, Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Premium. I think Ubisoft Plus may already be part of one of those. I think it's, is it PlayStation Plus Premium? Because I don't think it's Game Pass. Game Pass has EA Play, right? I think so. So, yeah, it's going to be free under that service if you already have it. So if that's the case, that's cool, I guess. Obviously, I like Assassin's Creed. I want to play the next one. And if I can get it under a service that I'm already paying for rather than buying it outright, it's kind of a no-brainer, no? All right, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So if you give me a moment to blow my nose, I'll be right back. I really feel like I'm about to sneeze any moment.
His chat are kind of freaking out. Apparently Phil said something last night explicitly and Phil's denying it today. I don't know what it means though, because chat's ahead. His chat is ahead of where we are right now by about 15 minutes.
Well,
12 minutes, sorry. It's like 12 and a half minutes behind right now. So we're 12 and a half minutes behind from what his chat are talking about.
Okay, now, there you go. Expandong says, what a name. Game Pass has EA Play while PS Plus Premium has Ubisoft Plus. There you go. Okay, now. I'm reading messages in the chat. That's why I'm stalling. I'm trying to take it all in. There was more information. The next game coming out of Assassin's Creed will be called Assassin's Creed Red. And I think that's just a tentative name. I don't think that's actually the real final name for it. This one will be the first game in the already talked about Assassin's Creed Infinite Shared Universe. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't really think that they fleshed it out enough that anyone can really understand it. But I guess what they're going to have is a series of games all built in the same game engine, the same universe. Will there be crossover between the games? I don't know. But this next one supposedly will be coming out in 2024, and this one will be set in Japan with the Shinobi. Yes, it's Assassin's Creed with ninjas, which is actually something people have asked for a long time. They say, can we get that? That would be really cool. And if that actually is where they're going with this and ends up being really well done, that's nice. At the same time, some people are like, but they already did that with Ghost of Tsushima. Well, yes and no. Ghost of Tsushima was more samurai-esque. While this is truly ninja-esque, it could be a little different, for sure. So, I guess it really depends on what direction they go with. But people have been asking for an Assassin's Creed in Japan for a while. I guess the question is really, how is it going to pan out and how good it will it be? Which we obviously don't know yet, right? But that's the next one. After Mirage, there's going to be Assassin's Creed in Japan, codename Red. And then the next one after that, yes, they even have the next one planned out. Supposedly it's supposed to be set in Rome. It's during a certain political time, but I'm not 100% sure when. I knew what it was and I forgot now. So that's another one, and that's another code name, but that one's not even coming out till like 2025 or later, all right? In addition to all of that, there's another Assassin's Creed game coming out, codenamed Jade, but this one's a mobile game. Now, here's the thing. All right, you guys know, when it comes to mobile games, I'm not completely opposed to them. But I really prefer a full-fledged gameplay experience on a console or PC as opposed to a mobile game. For me, mobile games are time killers. It's something you tap a lot like this, and, it's a mind-numbing thing you do repetitively ad nauseum when you're killing time or you're doing something else. I don't want to sit here and be focused on my phone playing a major Assassin's Creed game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be nice to have one that maybe is a cool game that you can kill some time with, but I certainly don't want to be sitting here investing insane amounts of time and money into a mobile game of Assassin's Creed. That's probably what they're going to go for, though. What will the formula be? Will it be microtransactions out the ass? Will it actually be a full-fledged Assassin's Creed game, or will it just be a bunch of mini-games? Like, who knows, right? So, yeah, I guess we'll see as more information comes out about this one, but obviously out of all those announcements, it's the mobile game that I'm the least excited for. Some people might jump for joy. Woohoo! I love playing games on my phone. I'm so excited. I'm like, wow. Feels like Diablo Immortal all over again to me. We all saw how that turned out, right? All right, so anyway, essentially that was Ubisoft Forward. Like, there really wasn't that much else. I think the one other announcement that anyone's talking about, Rayman is back as a DLC in the new Mario plus Rabbids game. I know. For those of us who really enjoyed Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, and the fact that he was literally shelved because Rayman Legends tanked because of the way that it was sold, which is so dumb. Punish the dev team, who made an outstanding game, because the management team is a bunch of fucking jackasses. Should I reiterate this story for you guys? So, Rayman Origins many years ago was a cross-platform game that was incredibly successful. It sold like tons, and people loved it and wanted a sequel. When the Wii U was coming out, the management team at Ubisoft decided they were going to do an exclusive partnership with Nintendo, that Rayman Legends, the follow-up to Origins, was going to be an exclusive for the Wii U, banking on the success of the new Nintendo console. The Wii U released and flopped. Sold way less than any Nintendo console up to that time. Games that were exclusive on the Wii U that were expected to be giant hits like Zombie U flopped and barely sold at all. Companies like Ubisoft were already bleeding because of the failure of Zombie U, and they decided to basically delay the release of Rayman Legends, even though the game was done. The game was 100% complete and ready to release, but they realized if they did it as a Wii U exclusive, no one was going to buy it. So they delayed the game almost a year so that the game devs could retool the game to be cross-platform again. Problem was, by the time that they finally did that, no one cared about it anymore. The game devs literally picketed outside of their own offices, stating the game is done and delaying this game will kill it. They were right. When it finally released, it did not do well, and since then, Rayman has been dead. But why? The franchise is good, the games are good. It was management decisions that tanked the game, so why is Rayman indefinitely in jail? I don't get it. You know who should be in jail? The fucking Ubisoft executives that are morons that fucked it all up. Because the games were great, and they were actually some of the best, if not the top-level platformers a decade ago, and then they were forgotten in time because the executives are dickheads. So, very sad. And people are all excited now. They're like, oh, Rayman's back after like 9 years? We're going to see another Rayman game? No, but he'll be a DLC character expansion in the upcoming Mario plus Rabbids game. By the way, that was the one other thing they really featured in this Ubisoft Forward. The Mario plus Rabbids game looks way less like XCOM and more...
I'd like to point out, he said fuck and I missed it, but Gregory Lake has pointed out, he has said fuck. We have a confirmed fuck, which is a bingo, because members sound good, 9/11 talk, years ago story, and fuck, as well as a top bro as well, as a double bingo. So, there we fucking go. Cheers for Gregory Lake for pointing out that. I'm sorry I missed it, but yeah, I was a bit distracted by Phil's chat, to be honest, you know. He had a super chat come in, is basically telling him, don't feed into it, keep doing you, Phil, for real, love all the new content. Basically, he's got a fucking dent head kissing his arse, because Phil apparently had a fucking meltdown about, you know, the whole, his mother combed his fucking hair until he was like 15 or 16. So, anyway, double bingo. One more time. There we fucking go, double bingo. We're doing quite well, we're only 6 away from a full house, and a good few of those are action ones. He has to bump his microphone with his hands, which he does quite regularly. He has to have a dumb close-up. It has to be toxic, which we know he's going to be soon. He has to get $15 in tips at least, and that could very well happen. He's now got 10 guaranteed. He has to say example, and he has to say above and beyond.
Or like its own game now. Because, man, the last Mario plus Rabbids game, which I liked, I played it many years ago, was it 4 years ago? I liked it. But as we were playing it, you could not help but compare it to XCOM. It played like XCOM, it felt like XCOM, you know, it was insanely lengthy battles. Some of those battles were 30 minutes long, just like XCOM. You see? I liked it, but man, it didn't really break into the mainstream. You know, my viewership were very torn on it. Some people really liked it and kept showing up and supporting it, while others were bored to tears and never came back for that playthrough after the first couple of sessions. So they've changed it to be more of its own deal. It's going to have more unique gameplay mechanics and things that are going to separate it from XCOM and make it feel more like a unique game, which I agree with. I think they needed to go that way rather than it being an XCOM clone. So I'm excited. Actually, more people are saying, wow, we're more excited now for Mario plus Rabbids now that we've seen that it's evolved and it's changing to be its own deal rather than just a copycat of XCOM. So that's coming out in October. I'm actually excited for that now. All right. So that was Ubisoft Forward. If anything, if you're a fan of the classic Assassin's Creed games like I am, like I think Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 were actually really good games. I think you're excited. In fact, my wife, Kat, she loves classic Assassin's Creed. She played the last 3 games and thought they were all right, but she definitely liked the classic formula more. And she's like, I can't believe, she's like, I'm actually excited. She's like, I wish we had a release date for it because I'm pumped to play classic Assassin's Creed again. I'm feeling very positive about the future because I've wanted to play it for so many years, and you had to play Ghost of Tsushima to basically get it, you know? So there you go. Expand Donks, I'm sure the Rayman DLC will add a sizable chunk of content. The Donkey Kong expansion for the first Mario plus Rabbids with its own mini campaign was very good. Retro Parasite says we're beyond good and evil too. What are you talking about? What? What's that? I never heard of that. I don't know what you're speaking of. Or at least if you were to ask anyone who works at Ubisoft, that would be their response. Okay. So there you go. That was a pretty good, you know, for what it was a pretty good presentation. Problem is, we already knew 90% of the information because it leaked. So it's kind of like, wow, if we didn't know any of that, this would have been like a mind-blowing presentation, but it all leaked last week, so we kind of already knew the vast majority of what was being talked about. Okay, let's do some shout-outs, and then we're going to get to some Q&A. Our first contribution of today is from Earthbound Fan, who did a $10 tip. Thank you, Earthbound Fan, for the tip. Let's get that on the leaderboard. So Earthbound Fan did a $10 tip. It says Earthbound hype. Woo. Oh wait, too early. Carry on. Yes, that's correct. Earthbound will begin tomorrow. Thank you for the first tip of the day. And then the cat tipped me $2. Said, have a good stream. Rest in peace to my uncle who died on this day. He was the best pilot I ever knew. Rest in peace to your uncle, the cat. I'm very sorry for your loss. I don't know, when he passed away, but
that's quite no, Phil completely missed. No, Phil. No. That's a bad joke. That's a really bad fucking joke, and it just went right over Phil's fucking head. No, it's a regular. The guy's a fucking member. The cat is the guy. He keeps giving him fucking tons of money lately. But yeah, that's a fucking terrible fucking joke. And Phil just low-key missed it. I can't believe that.
Tip is Earthbound hype. Woo. Oh wait, too early. Carry on. Yes, that's correct. Earthbound will begin tomorrow. Thank you for the first tip of the day. And then the cat tipped me $2. Said, have a good stream. Rest in peace to my uncle who died on this day. He was the best pilot I ever knew. Rest in peace to your uncle, the cat. I'm very sorry for your loss. I don't know, when he passed away, but I thank you for the support as well.
Okay. He's completely oblivious. He's completely oblivious to that. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Okay. Metroid Gamer 1973 did a super chat. Says, your mom really combed your hair till I was 16 or 17. Oh, she still combs my hair to this day. She comes over my house. She flies across.
No. Before Phil even continues, let's go to our Pig Go. Let's search for hairline. Let's just search randomly for hairline. 177 results for hairline, although some of those are very recent. I think we want to... Let's just go to the oldest results first, okay? This might take out... I want to find this video where Phil's talked about his mother combing his hair. I think... How about my hairline? 46 results. Okay, I think it's actually this one here from 2014, disc Ask the King. Let's try a look here.
I know that right here, my hairline is every...
2 seconds, let's just go to a transcript very quickly. Where's the start of this shit? So we're at 21 odd minutes, right? It's just fucking... So, okay. Here we go.
I hope you're not offended. I asked this because you seem to care about your hair, as any sane person would care about their appearance or outlook, especially a presentable figure like you who's on camera every day. And then he says, thanks, a fan from China, in particular Hong Kong. Wow, a question from a Hong Kong fan. That's pretty neat. And here's the thing, look. Oh no. Oh, I don't want to show you this. My head's exposed in every video every day. Yeah, my hair's screwed up at the side of my head. I know that right here, my hairline is every year goes up a little bit more and I lose a little bit more. It happens when you get old. If anything, I'm grateful, and here's why. I have 2 uncles who both went bald in their 20s. I shit you not. My mother's I'm sorry, not 2 uncles, 2 cousins is what I meant to say. My mother's brother is bald. His 2 sons were bald in their 20s. So I could have lost all this hair in my 20s. I could have been completely bald. There's nothing wrong with being bald, but let's face it, it's annoying if you have your hair that's going away, and you know what I mean? I think that at least I'm not losing my hair at such a rapid pace that I have to worry about stuff like, oh my God, I need Rogaine or something like that at this point in my life, okay? In 5 years' time, it could dramatically change, and I might. I know for a fact I have a light patch of hair right here at the top of my head. You guys have seen it in certain videos where sometimes it shows that there's not a lot of hair there. It's not as thick as the rest of my head. And right here, my hairline is receding. Yes, you know what this is from? I'll be honest with everyone. When I was a kid, my hairdo was right here where the hairline is receding. Or I'm sorry, right here where the hairline is receding. I would comb my hair to the side. It was a side combing. And because of the combing, it would pull the hairs out, and it actually wore down my hairline, and that's why I have that. If I had always brushed my hair back my whole life, I probably wouldn't have as bad of a receding hairline, but it is what it is. It exists, right? But no, I'm not vain. You guys know that. You don't see me here wearing designer clothes and high-class stuff. I'm a normal guy. I consider myself Joe Average. I'm the average dude. And I don't need to be here showing off with super high quality, perfect facial hair and hair on my head and jewelry and all kinds of shit. No, you know, I'm not about that. It's never been.
But I don't think this is the video where he talks about his mother combing his hair. So he basically just said he did it himself, apparently.
About that. In a few years' time, if I really seriously, if it looks weird that I need to consider. Let's see. Next question.
No, okay, so it wasn't that video then. I'm sure there's a video of him talking about his mother combing his fucking hair, and he was like serious about it. Let's try this one. So sorry for the fucking massive derailment, guys, I really am, but I'm genuinely curious where it was. Did they had it in the video today, apparently? Oh, that was fucking quick. Did they say it was last night? Hold on, wait, did they fucking say it was last night? Hold on.
Truth is, that's why my hairline is much less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe 16, 17 years old, my mom always did my hair like that.
What? Really? I can't fucking believe that shit. I know he said it in the past, but I didn't realise he fucking said it again last fucking night. 16 or 17, his mother combed it. Jesus fucking Christ. Rewind.
Truth is, like when I was in like elementary school, my mom used to comb my hair like that. But actually, the truth is, that's why my hairline is much less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe 16, 17 years old, my mom always did my hair like that. So because she always parted the hair there, it actually fucked up my hairline. And that's why.
It's funny because we just had him seen on Ask the King from 2014. He said he was the one that fucking did his hair like that. And he fucking blamed himself at first, and then in this video he was fucking blaming his mother. It's like, which one's a true story? Which one is a fucking true story? I never fucking realised that. This is what people... He actually talked about this last fucking night. I know it's an older video of Phil talking about his mother combing his hair. That's what I was trying to fucking find. But I'm actually kind of glad I found that older video from the fucking Ask the King where he talked about his fucking hair. Because we can see how the fucking story changes over fucking time. Oh, I was going to fucking delete that. I don't want to fucking... Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I can get... Sorry. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. Right. Let's continue with the fucking bingo.
Across the country. And she combs my hair for me. She goes, rest in peace to your uncle the cat. I'm very sorry for your loss. I don't know, when he passed away, but I thank you for the support as well.
I still can't believe you fucking didn't get a fucking 9/11 reference in that fucking thing, but we're playing it from here.
Okay. Metroid Gamer 1973 did a super chat. Says, your mom really combed your hair till I was 16 or 17. Oh, she still combs my hair to this day. She comes over to my house. She flies across the country, and she combs my hair for me. She goes, now she does it back, you know. How am I supposed to react to this? No, really. How exactly am I supposed to react to a question like that? Right? Like, okay, should I be offended? Or...
I mean, literally, he did say it last night. I can see why his fucking chat freaking out now. He literally said it last night. Until he was 16 or 17, his mother combed his hair like that, which is why his hair is that fucking... He literally... is just quoting Phil from the previous night, not even 24 hours previously, less than that. Less than 24 hours previously, Phil said to everyone, that's incredible. I'm marking this as toxic. I am marking this as toxic, I don't fucking care. He is fucking going off on a guy that is fucking just telling him what he said himself. And that's another bingo.
Should I answer honestly? Because you know the answer is going to be stupid. You know? All right, how about this? We'll answer honestly, okay? No, my mother did not comb my hair till I was 16 or 17, all right? I don't know what you're referencing. All I can do is guess. What I can guess is that you're referencing last night when I was creating my character in Disney Dreamlight Valley and we were looking at hairstyles. And I commented about the side part. And I said when I was growing up, as a kid, I had longer hair, and my mom would do my hair for me. My mom actually used to be a hairdresser. I take that back. She was training to be a hairdresser. I don't think she actually formally did it, but she had training as a hairdresser. And she cut everyone's hair in our family and everything, okay? So, the way she would do my hair is she would part it right here. Funny how the hairline is fucked up there. She would part it right there, and she would comb over this way. So my hair would always be combed over this way to the side. All right, that was the hairstyle she always gave me. All right, I had that hairstyle all the way up through high school. And then in high school, I kind of took ownership of myself and told my parents, I don't really like that hairstyle. I want short hair. This is annoying. I don't like having a fucking hair like that. I just want a buzz cut. So I started getting a buzz cut. And I had a buzz cut from high school all the way through the early 2010s, right? When finally in 2010, I lost my office job and I decided to make a change in my life and I grew my hair out and started doing it differently for the last 12 years. Okay? So there you go. Where in me saying that, You get, oh, your mother combed your hair for you till you were 16 and 17? I have no idea.
Yeah, where the fuck could people have gotten that from? How could people have ever fucking gotten that? I don't understand how people could have gotten that.
Truth is, that's why my hairline is much less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe 16, 17 years old, my mom always did my hair like that. So because she always parted the hair there, it actually fucked up my hairline. And that's why, right, that's exactly where my part was, right where my hairline's fucked up. You see?
I mean, it's amazing how that fucking random contributor could have gotten that information. I mean, where could you have sourced that information from? It's from Phil Burnell less than a fucking day ago on his fucking stream. What a fucking idiot. I cannot believe the stupidity on display here. I'm actually shocked. Is this another fucking indication that he drinks? Martin Kenny just says gin memory. Cat Kilgonosaurus has created a tractor obsessed with him, that's why. Nah. Phil is just too fucking drunk to remember his own fucking content. Phil's really fucking going off on some poor guy that asked him, did his mother really comb his hair until he was 16 or 17, which is what Phil told his audience last night.
Accept that you're an idiot. So I'm sorry for your loss, how dumb you are of those brain cells, you know? Like, I just don't get where people say the dumbest shit. You know, I just don't understand that. Yes, my mother definitely combed my hair till I was 16 or 17. No, let me reiterate, okay? When I was a kid, my mom determined what kind of hairstyle I had. I kept that hairstyle through my high school years till I determined I didn't like it anymore, and then I changed it for myself. She didn't comb my fucking hair every morning, nor did I say that. You're an idiot.
One more time. One more time, just for fucking shits and giggles.
Truth is, that's why my hairline is much less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe 16, 17 years old, my mom always did my hair like that. So because she always parted the hair there, it actually fucked up my hairline.
To me, that basically sounds like his mother fucking took care of his fucking hair and also including combing that shit until he was 16 or 17 years old. That's how I interpret that shit. Well, that's just how I interpret that.
Thanks for the super chat. I mean, wow. Okay. Anyway, it's incredible. Incredible. The vacuous black hole that is where the place the brain should be in some people's heads. Okay. So there you go. Yes, that's right. If I did say it, go back and watch the video back to back. Here's what I want you to do. If I actually said that, if I said, man, my mom combed my hair when I was 17, which I know I didn't say. If I said that, what I'd like you to do is watch it back in a loop. Just keep watching it, all right? Now, what I'd like you to do is literally just sit in front of your computer for the rest of your life, watching that clip in a loop, and leave the rest of us alone. Thank you. Please, because we, you know, just do yourself a favor and let us all live our normal lives. And you can be in your own little bubble watching the clip back of me saying my mom combed my hair when I was 17 years old. There you go.
Okay. I mean, it asked me nicely, so why not? One more time.
Truth is, that's why my hairline is much less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe 16, 17 years old, my mom always did my hair like that. So because she always parted the hair there, it actually fucked up my hairline.
There you fucking go. Okay, no more. Still, that is unbelievable. I'm losing my goddamn fucking mind of that shit, man. I want to fucking make a video now, just fucking looping that shit over and over again. Him denying it, then showing him saying it, then him denying it some more, and him saying that. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Oh, he did not say comb, he's got an out. Correct. But he did say his fucking mother took care of his hair until he was 16 or 17, and thus fucked up the parting of it. And to me, that definitely does seem to indicate that she was in charge of every single aspect of Phil's hair. She pulled his hair apart like that. The hairline's fucked up because his mother was in charge of that shit until he was 16 or 17 years old.
All right. Jesus Christ, people are stupid, man. I thought I was talking about Assassin's Creed Blair Witch. Is that what the Roman one is about? Okay, so that's right. So the third Assassin's Creed game, which I forget what it's called, this is the one that's coming out like 2025. Apparently it's based in the Roman Empire. It has to do with witching and witch hunts and stuff. There you go. Okay. Okay, I'm having a bit of a meltdown. No, you guys are idiots. You got, no, seriously, like anyone, here's the thing. Normal people.
It gets better. He's still going off in his chat about it. It's fantastic.
Don't care about this kind of nuanced shit that you people who obsess about this shit care about. I mean it. Like, for me, a little side comment that I make on a stream, I'm looking at hairstyles in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I just say something on a whim. It may not even be representative of the truth. It may be like, you know, I was saying, oh, my mom...
He literally started... No, it may not be representative of the truth. No. Okay, fuck it. We got to do it one more time. It may not be representative of the truth, was Phil's words. So...
Truth is, that's why my hairline is much less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe 16, 17 years old, my mom always did my hair like that.
He literally begins it with, the truth is. He literally starts off the fucking thing saying the truth is, for fuck's sake. I'm going to keep this video open. I'm going to just rewind this.
Is to look when I was in elementary.
So I'm going to leave it there. I'm not even going to fucking close the video anymore. I'm just going to fucking leave it there in case I fucking need it again, because I fucking might need it again. It'll save fucking time. Fucking me open it every fucking time from Pig Go. Jesus Christ, man.
You know, pick this hairstyle for me or whatever. And that's why I have this hairline that's fucked up, because I was combing my hair like that for 17 years of my life, you know. And then people, oh, see, Phil said this. Let's sit here and obsess on it overnight. Let's talk about it in our detractor circles. Let's circle jerk each other into a fervor like it's something important. Let's super chat on Phil's stream the next day to bring it up like it's something of importance. It's not. You are fucking stupid and nuts. You obsess over nonsense. No one cares about this shit except you and your little group of friends. No one cares about a one-off comment that I said last night. No one, literally no one gave it a second thought except for your little obsessive group of idiots who just fawn over this shit. And you can't stop yourselves. You need help. No one cares about the comment I made last night. Really. No one cares. No one. Ready? Okay, hold on. No one.
Oh, that's actually a good thing. We got a dumb close-up out of this. That's a good thing for the bingo card. We actually got a fucking dumb close-up. That's another fucking bingo. Thank you, Phil. Oops, wrong clip. No, there you go. Thank you very much to Barrett Wells for Super Chat. It says, so his legit audience might have legit questions, but they're idiots because they question the current narrative. Exactly. Like, you're not allowed to fucking make Phil look stupid on his own fucking content. That is grounds for dismissal from the fucking cult of hate. Diggle Hour is saying also he blamed someone else for his hair problem, not admitting to his healthy habits. DSP is a horrible son. I agree, absolutely. Phil Burnell is one of the most horrible people on earth.
Money, more money, yeah, money.
Thank you very much, Jess Stanley, for Super Chat. It says, they're saying, for the hair meltdown close-up. Yeah, I'm very happy as well. We're 4 away from a full house, even. But thank you very much, Jess Stanley, for Super Chat, and also Barrett Wells for Super Chat as well. Phil is a fucking terrible fucking person. No, he's not the worst fucking person in the world, admittedly, but he is being so fucking aggressive to his own supporters because they're reminding him of a stupid thing he said the previous night, which he's trying to fucking deny happened. What now? I just don't understand. Look, if fucking Phil misspoke something, then all he has to do is just fucking hold his hands up. But the fact of the matter is, he says, the truth of the matter is, my hair is like this because my fucking mother did it for me until I was 16 or 17. She fucking pulled the parting to the side and all that shit. To me, that basically sounds like his fucking mother is in charge of his hair maintenance up until he was like 17 years old. That's how I interpret that. That's how most people have interpreted that shit. Ah, for fuck's sake, Phil. Never change, Phil. Never fucking change. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Right, let's crack on. I got really fucking derailed with this fucking thing. I did not expect to get derailed that fucking badly.
Cares. Literally, no one with a brain would give 2 fucks or obsess over it like you. You need help. Stop it. Stop it with your compulsive behaviors. They're not healthy.
Oh, good God. Ricky Hakuro's asking what happened. Somebody super chatted Phil asking him if his mother really combed his hair until he was 16 or 17 years old. Phil had a complete fucking meltdown calling the guy an idiot for fucking saying and suggesting this. People are then trying to remind Phil that he said this the other night on his stream. This is literally less than 24 hours ago. This was his night stream.
School, my mom used to comb my hair like that, but actually the truth is that's why my hairline is much less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe 16, 17 years old, my mom always did my hair like that. So because she...
Okay, that's actually more to this fucking clip than I realised, because he was talking about his mother combing his hair, and as he's fucking saying that bit there, he's using the fucking hand motion to indicate her combing it, even at 16 or 17 years old.
I used to look when I was in like elementary.
So let's actually get the fucking full clip for proper context, guys. Just fucking let's bear with it, right?
School, my mom used to comb my hair like that, but actually the truth is that's why my hairline is much...
Watch his hand and watch the motion of his hand while he's fucking saying the age.
Less on one side than the other, because all the way until I was like maybe...
Oh fuck, I'm saying fucking look at him, you can't fucking see, sorry. Here we go. Look at his hand here.
16, 17 years old, my mom...
He's literally indicating her fucking combing his hair as he's fucking saying he's 16 or 17 years old. That is literally the kind of motion you would make for indicating somebody's fucking doing your hair for you that way.
Always did my hair like that, so because she always parted the hair there, it actually fucked up my hairline.
Yeah, so that's what's happening, Ricky Akura. So, somebody came in and fucking chat and super chatted him, did your mum really fucking come here until he was 16 or 17? He freaked the fuck out, calling the guy an idiot. And people in his chat fucking yelling at him. He literally said it last night. And he's denying it. He's trying to retcon it. So that's what fucking happened. Back to Bingo.
Stop it! Stop! Okay. Anyway, so there we go. Is that it? That's it for... Oh no, never mind. Damien did a super chat. He says, don't feed into it. Here's the thing, though. I don't feel like I'm feeding into it. I'm just addressing how dumb it is, right? Oh, wow. Cool. I still got a Skyrim animation. I knew I had left one in the rotation. There it is. Because I was wondering, because I changed my animations at one point. There you go. Cool. Anyway, so Damien did a super chat to keep doing what you love for real. I love all your new content, and you're making me excited for Earthbound. Cool. Thank you, Damien, for the super chat. Very nice. Okay. See, I'm not kidding you. Metroid Gamer is still talking about it. Do you see my point now? These people, to the point where it's just obsessive compulsive behavior. Like, he's literally still talking about it in the chat. No, everyone's moved on. He's still talking about it. Like it's some big thing. Wow. Phil said this last night. Wow. The earth moved when Phil said his mother combed his hair when he was 17 years old.
I actually think Phil's embarrassed about this. You know, he's trying his best to fucking ridicule people for bringing up something he accidentally admitted is an embarrassing fact. Well, let's be honest, you know. He's probably still going to fucking school at that fucking point, you know. And it's natural for fucking mothers to fucking make sure their children are looking neat for school and all that shit. There's no big massive fucking deal about it. It's actually not something worth getting embarrassed about. It's like one of those things where it's like if you're still fucking living at home, you're fucking going to school, you know what I mean? Naturally, they're fucking going to do the lovely thing, make sure you're fucking presentable before you go to school. Make sure, you know, it's a wee bit embarrassing, of course, but it's actually not something to be massively embarrassed about. But blaming your fucking mother for your hairline being that way is quite fucking cringe. Using your fucking mother as a fucking scapegoat for that shit. Especially when in 2014, apparently it wasn't his mother's fault, it was his fucking fault. In 2014, he said it was him that fucking had his hair that way. I just love how between 2014 and present day, he fucking threw his own damn mother under the bus and it's her fucking fault, his hair's going that way. 2014 Phil, don't ask a king, nah, it was fucking him that had his hair that way. He's the one that fucking combed it that way, he's the one that fucking, you know, made the hair a bit fucked up, the hairline fucked up. No, since then, it's the mother's fault. Thank you, mother, for my fucked up hairline.
Wow, that's planet Earth. That's where we live.
Shut up,
anyway,
bitch!
Ass Creek tipped me $1.50 and says, the Ubisoft VP said the differing lengths of future games will be priced accordingly, which means we could see more $50 or cheaper games in the future. Do you think setting the price based on length is a good thing? The Last of Us... The Last of Us S is short but full price. What is The Last of Us S? I was totally with you until you said The Last of Us S. That confuses me. But anyway, now I'm okay with that. I think it makes sense. If you're gonna release a game, what's up, Turtle Dude? By the way, how you doing? If you're gonna release a game that has insane amounts of content, you know, an 80-hour long fucking Assassin's Creed epic in the vein of, you know, Witcher 3, and you want to charge $70 for it, that makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? If you want to charge $50 for a shorter game, that makes sense to me. That's equivalent value for what you're paying, and I think that's consumer friendly. Yes, by all means, more game developers should be doing this for sure. I'm okay with that. Good afternoon, Bill. How are you? Someone named Derek, it's not the Derek you guys are thinking, to the $1.50, he says, have your sinuses cleared up? You don't snort as much when you talk. It really depends on the day. Earlier today, my sinuses were bad. I woke up with bad postnasal drip, but I popped an allergy pill, and it's taking effect, and now actually it's dried up over the course of this pre-stream, which is great, and now it's not really bothering me that much anymore. I blew my nose, and now I actually feel better. It all depends on the day. It depends on what's going on. You know, what's the pollen count outside and stuff like that. All that stuff affects me. You know, keep in mind, I have Jasper. Jasper is a cat. Cat has dander. And depending on what his dander level is, because I actually do have cat allergies, that could affect me. So if it's a day where he's fine, no big deal. But if it's a day where, oh my God, he's shedding and molting, now it could be a bad allergy day for me.
Then why the fuck did Phil get a cat? I can tell you exactly why Phil got a fucking cat. Guess who else wanted a cat? When Phil was previously with Liana, Liana really wanted a fucking cat. Phil Burnell put his little gouty foot down and said, no, we're not getting a cat. I'm allergic to cats. No. Then Liana wanted to get married, and Phil said, no, we can't really afford it. You know, I'm fucking financial problems right now. It's a bad time. If we get married and, you know, shit, and then we fucking have to go bankrupt, it's fucking almost ruining your... It's like, no, bad time for it. And then, obviously, fucking put a ring in the finger anyway, after a lot of fucking pressure. But then a couple of weeks later, they fucking split up. Liana fucking bolted because the man she loved turned out to be an arsehole, and she fucking finally saw what an arsehole he was. So then Cat comes into the equation. You know, fucking the potato-loving cat. The one that's just fucking wide as shit's tall these days. And Phil thinks to himself, well, I didn't get Liana the cat. I didn't get fucking Liana the wedding ring either properly, you know, to fucking, you know, confirm, you know, I want to be with him and love him and all that shit. So I better fucking do those two things as soon as I can to try and prevent this one from running away. So naturally, one of the first things he fucking does, it seems, is fucking buy a fucking little kitty cat. Which is mainly for fucking Cat's benefit. Let's not even fucking pretend it's for fucking Phil's benefit or for his fucking stream benefit. It's for fucking Cat. To have a fucking cat. And then after that, it's okay, secret wedding. Get his fucking mum and dad to pay for it. It's, oh, I need to see my mum and dad, they're not doing well, I might never fucking have a chance to see them again. And it's just a fucking excuse to fucking get more money from them for taxes, as well as have them pay for the whole fucking wedding. He did the two things that he didn't want to give Liana to try and stop Cat from fucking dumping his ass as well. The thing is, Liana did have a dog before when she lived, you know, before she moved in with Phil. When she lived in wherever the fuck she came from, she had a dog. It wasn't her dog specifically, it was like a family dog. I think she lived with her mum or something. But she had a dog. Anyway. So she loved pets, so I mean, she loved cats and she loved dogs as far as I know. So she was very big on animals in general, I believe. But, yeah. Yeah, so Phil, this is like, the only reason fucking Jasper's there is to try and stop Cat from dumping him. And that's Phil's logic there. Phil's logic is, I didn't do these two things before, and I lost somebody, I better do these two things now to make sure the same thing doesn't happen. He treats it like a fucking video game. The two things that caused a mission fail before, he better fucking do them now to make sure the same fucking mission fail does not happen this time around.
For me, you know, it all depends. It sucks though. I hate having allergies, I hate having postnasal drip, it really sucks ass. But that's life, I guess. Happy Sunday to you, only fear of death. Jade says, how did Saints Row go yesterday? You know, I guess I should summarize. Since Saints Row's done now, I beat Saints Row 1 yesterday. I had just enough time to do it on the stream. I stayed like 10 extra minutes to beat it. And I'll say this, I like playing it. Admittedly, it's outdated, meaning it's 16 years old. It shows its age, especially with the grindiness of the game, having to do those repetitive side missions. And here's the thing. The first time you do the drug trafficking or the snatch or the escort or the insurance fraud, it's kind of fun. But when you're near the end of the game and the game's like, oh, by the way, take another hour and a half away from the interesting story to go do these for the 20th time, you're kind of like, oh, come on, man. You know, like, huh, really? I got to do this? Don't want to, right? I just want to get to the story. So it shows its age. And what's funny is there's been sandbox games that have retained that formula, like Mafia 3, and those have shown how weak that formula is because they were very, very poorly received compared to their other contemporaries that don't have that grindy style formula anymore. That's why when you look at modern sandbox games, they usually don't have that formula anymore, right? But for what it is, I feel like Saints Row 1 bridges the gap between the original GTA trilogy on the PS2 and all those sandbox games that were to come on the Xbox 360 and PS3 era. And that includes GTA, Saints Row, and others, because there were many different sandbox games that became prominent at that time. It essentially made it feel more modern. And that's a good thing. Even outdated, it was still fun to play. I would argue the controls were fine. The only issue I really had was the grindiness of the game. And let's be honest, there's 1 or 2 missions, the airport mission and the final mission, that are ridiculously difficult. Like, you have to get lucky to beat them. But outside of that, I had a good time with it. I thought it was a great playthrough. I'm very happy that I played Saints Row 1 rather than the reboot. With some people saying that the reboot was so atrociously bad, they're happy that I played the classic as well. I'm glad that I did that. So, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm happy we beat it. That means we can move on to Earthbound tomorrow, and that's the next, thing for the agenda. So, pretty good. All right, we got just a little bit of extra time, guys. So if anyone has any questions for me, please throw them my way. Please tag me in the chat. Onihack says, would you play the new Saints Row if it was donated to me? Yes, but not now. And that's the thing, like, we just played Saints Row 1. I'm sandboxed out for now. In the future, if someone wanted to see me play the new Saints Row, I would play it, but I'm not doing it now. We got more than enough variety stuff on the horizon that I don't want to go back to a sandbox game. So, okay. Fantastic Max.
I'm going back to 1.5 speed. He's fucking boring the shit out of me again. We need to listen out for 2 things. Him saying example and him saying above and beyond. Also, just look out for him bumping a microphone. We're $1 short of him hitting the tip square for fucking the card. If he ends on $14 before he fucking starts gameplay, I'm going to be annoyed. Because technically he's not. If I look at the tips tracker here, if Peace is updating this right now, he's not, to be fair. Okay, sometimes Peace is actually updating it on the fly, live time, with all the fucking contributions that come in. I believe that he's technically on $15, but he records it as $14. Because he counts the $1.49 tips or whatever as $1. It's annoying. It's annoying.
Says, have I considered rebranding my name the King of Games because I've cemented myself as the hardest working man in gaming? First of all, hard work is very subjective, all right? Because there's different people who do different kinds of stuff, all right? If you take a look at me, I'm a one-man show. I put out a lot of content for one person, working by myself completely with no help from anyone else, all right? But then you could look at someone like Maximilian or Angry Joe, who put out a lot of edited style content. At the same time, they also do live streams and gameplay. And you can say, well, they work harder because their stuff is higher production value and quality. Everyone has a different opinion on the subject, okay? Really. So I don't really think that you can have a title of something like that unless you're really just trying to self-promote. As you know, I think that the stuff I do is good quality, and I think that you guys, hopefully would enjoy it. But I'm not going to stand here and be like, oh, I'm the best, I'm the only, I'm this, I'm that. Every time people try to come in and give me a title like that, I say, aren't you the most prolific guy? You're one guy and you're putting out 8 to 10 hours of content a day, every day, 6 days a week. Yes, you don't maybe upload as many videos anymore because your videos are longer. But if you look at the hour, time frame of stuff that you put out, I don't know. I'm someone who, I'm not going to make those judgments. That's up to you guys. I'm not one for titles. I'm just not. I don't really care. So. Kagome has re-upped their membership for 4 months and says, I'll see you tonight. I'll give Earthbound a chance. Sounds good to me. Darth Griffin says, what do you think of Splatoon 3 so far? Most teammates I get treat Turf War as team deathmatch. It's fucking annoying. Honestly, I've only played 2.5 hours, so I haven't seen that much. What I've seen, it's Splatoon 1 with new stuff. It doesn't feel like a new original outing to me at all. I mean, and some people are like, well, that's fine because Call of Duty does the same thing every year, right? Okay, I guess. But then again, I didn't play Call of Duty last year. I got tired of it. It really doesn't feel like it innovated that much. Now, I haven't unlocked the ranked matches yet, and I certainly haven't unlocked all the weapons. But as of now, it feels like Splatoon 1. It does, And I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. Splatoon 1 was a fun game, but it did get boring after a while. So I guess, will this game retain interest or will it get boring? I don't know. But I hear you. Many times I played team-based games where people have no concept of how to play the fucking game, and Team Turf War is not team deathmatch. If you don't put paint down, you lose. Seriously, like, there's no point in playing if you're not going to put the paint down and cover the map, right? Okay. Chambers says, I work in construction, I frame houses, I pour concrete, but I would never be able to do what you do. It's 2 completely different fields of work. And Chambers, I'll be honest right now, I definitely wouldn't be able to do your job. I know that for a fact. I'm not physically capable of it. I would have to basically, change my lifestyle, build my wind, build my muscle mass back up to do tough work like you do. It's different things, man. Different kinds of things. Maybe you could argue what you do is incredibly physically challenging and you really have to tone and hone your body to do it and be into that routine every day. For me, it's a mental deal. I have to be mentally ready to talk, interact, put out entertaining content for people on a daily basis. It's very different, right? Only Fear of Death says, no one can dispute you're the best Super Turbo YouTube streamer. I mean, I'm not even a Super Turbo YouTube streamer. I'm not. You know, there's probably people who play Super Turbo way more than me and are way better than me, but maybe I'm more entertaining. I don't know. Oh, let's see here. Expand Dong says, how do you make a sequel to Splatoon if that's your mindset? How to innovate? Changing the game too much makes it something different. I'm not saying to change the game. I'm saying add new stuff. So, for example, keep the core aspects there for people who like them. If people really like Turf War, keep Turf War.
Oh, wait a second. He said example. By the way, that guy fucking super chatted him originally about his fucking hair is back. Why are you so sensitive about your hair?
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Carlos Mystery, for super chat. It says, have you noticed he didn't ban the nutty? Didn't ban the nutty? Do you mean the guy that asked him about the hair thing? Or I'm not entirely sure who you're referencing by the nutty. I don't know if I'm just being fucking thick here, but who is the nutty? But yeah, I fucking almost forgot. Phil said example. Sorry, Carlos Mystery, who's the nutty? If it is the guy that super chatted him originally, the guy did nothing wrong, like literally. I mean, it would have been an extremely harsh ban. And he's back. So he didn't get his fucking first, chat marked. His fucking whatever. I'm actually kind of curious to see if Phil actually responds to this as well. He might just fucking lean the guy eventually, because Phil is very sensitive about his fucking hair. I had a theory before. I think Phil does colour his hair. I think he gets the fucking hairdresser to make his hair stay black. ML Gaming says, I guarantee that guy's going to apologise for making Phil mad despite getting raged on. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Right, I need to fucking mark example, because that's a double bingo. We are 3 away from a full house. Okay. Double bingo horns. We all fucking got the good stuff here. We just need him to say above and beyond, him to bump his microphone, and him to get $1 more in tax before he fucking starts recording for gameplay for YouTube.
Well, how about something new? Add a new aspect. Something new that's different. Maybe make a mode that actually is just team deathmatch. That way you can do turf.
I could have sworn I pressed the fucking thing twice. Like, fucking one more time. Right, people happy. See, the thing is, I pressed the bingo buttons on this new OBS soundboard are weird. Oh, I need to undo the horn.
Shut up, bitch!
Sorry, I got no way to undo it, so that's the next. Okay, instead of fucking undoing the horn.
Fucking inflatable fucking crown!
How about that? Just fucking have some crown. Just have a crown.
Turf War, which is the traditional, but now you can have team deathmatch, which is a little different. Now again, I didn't unlock the ranked matches. They may have that. I don't know. I don't know what's coming until I play more. But my point is, if you're making a sequel, add new stuff. Not, you just re-release the same game 3 times with a few new weapons. There you go. Do I ever get sick of playing games? I guess to answer this properly, I'll put you into a mindset here. What I do today, I do for a reason. If you haven't noticed, I'm a variety streamer. I'm not just a streamer that focuses in on one style or particular type of game. And because I'm a variety streamer that goes out of his way to do things differently, and play a wide variety of games, I actually don't get bored, okay? There was a time when I was getting bored, and that was, I'd say, around 2016, when I was essentially doing the same exact formula of gameplay for about the 8th year in a row. I started in 2008. 2016, here I go. Am I playing online? Yes. But am I interacting with my audience? No. Am I using Facecam? No. It's literally me sitting here playing a game by myself again for the millionth time, trying to do commentary to fill dead air. It was boring. It was. I was bored to tears. That's why in 2016, if you didn't notice, I started a whole new channel on YouTube called KO Gaming. I started doing edited style content, game reviews, countdowns, montages, and the like, because I felt that was the future. That was where I was going to get prominent and I was going to get noticed on YouTube. It worked until YouTube crushed it with their own algorithm changes and demonetization policies. So, yeah, in 2016, I was bored. I didn't know what I was going to do. Luckily for me, in 2017, I became an interactive streamer, and that changed everything. And I said, you know what? I want to now be the variety guy. Today I'm playing Splatoon 3 and Bassmaster. Tomorrow I'm doing Earthbound and Multiverses. On another day, I may be playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. There's Street Fighter on Friday nights. What variety, right? And because I'm doing so much variety, all right, I am able to not get bored. In addition to that, because I stream so much and I'm so consistent, I'm still able to get through games. You see? It's not, variety games. I mean, if you're a variety streamer, you'll never finish everything. It's not true. I actually finish the vast majority of games that I play, or at least I find a logical stopping point, right? So there you go. But no, I don't get bored of it. I literally don't get bored of it. Because of the variety of stuff, and there's so many games out there, I don't get bored of gaming. Oniak says, what older game would you like to see get remade, like Final Fantasy VII? The others. Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger. I would love to see those made into more modern games. Expand Dogs, and it says, in addition to the Salmon Run Horde mode, there's a ranked mode that was introduced in Splatoon 2, but not Splatoon 1. Clam Blitz is pretty nuts. All right, and I'm trying. We got to play a lot more to unlock the ranked mode, and hopefully when I unlock the ranked mode, we'll see the new stuff. I'm dying to see what else is in the game, because right now it's basically just Turf War, and the Horde mode, which is kind of nyeh. You know, I'm not sold on that. I prefer the competitive stuff, so. When am I planning on doing the Splatoon 3 campaign? Will we talk about that today? I'm not going to do it now. The game is primarily set in multiplayer, and I've barely scratched the surface of multiplayer. But let's say I play this 3-4 sessions, and people are bored of multiplayer, or there is enough demand where people are like, do the campaign, then I'll do it. But I definitely want to do more multiplayer. You know, I got to unlock the stuff that's supposed to be the meat of the game. So, but I'm not opposed to doing the single player, you know, in the future. Are the trolls obsessed with me? Yes. It's a definitive objective, yes. Oh, yeah? Expand Dong says, there's actually these experience items you can earn by playing the campaign. And if you end up getting into a party where someone uses one of them, you can get tons of level of experience. Interesting. All right, well, guys, thank you for a great podcast. I think we've covered a lot. I think it's time to adjourn the podcast for now. I want to say thank you all for chilling with me and listening and having a good time. Thanks for the early support, for those who did support. And let's wrap it up. Jump back into Splatoon 3, shall we? Thank you all for a great podcast. Until next time.
As usual, I'm going to skip his dumbass outro. The game's not over yet, guys. The game is not finished. We still have time for him to say above and beyond, him to bump his microphone, and him to get $1 more in tips. We need him to get $1 more and a tip just before he starts fucking recording for YouTube.
Long one.
Here we go.
All right, guys. Real quick, I'm going to use the restroom, but it's not going to be a long one. I just got to take a leak, and then we should be able to jump right in to more Splatoon. Again, thank you guys who supported early. A couple quick reminders. Number one, you know, tips goals in effect, and I would appreciate any support. Tips would be great. You know, hit some of the goals here today, got our glasses or a hat, etc. Also, we are very close to hitting our Tier 1 members goal. So we've been holding off on being a member or maybe getting some memberships to the channel. Today would be a great day to do it. I would love to hit that today, and that way we can lock into doing all the special events. We can start planning for the React event that I'll do at the end of the month if we hit that today. All right, guys? All right, real quick, I'm just going to use the restroom. I'll be right back, and then we'll start.
So, we will fast forward. I'm just going to spam the right arrow key. Ba, 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 ba. Is he back yet?
Told you it'd be quick.
Here we go. He's back.
All right, you guys ready? I'm back. I told you it'd be quick. Let's see here. A cheesy crust Little Caesars pie. I never had that. They have a cheesy crust Little Caesars pizza? I didn't even know that. How is the gout these days? Fine. I haven't had any real issues with it in a while. You know, with a situation with a condition like that, it doesn't ever fully go away. There's always a risk. And there are days sometimes where I have a little bit of pain or swelling or issues, but it's never anything that really lingers. It usually goes away because, again, I've adjusted kind of my lifestyle to it, so I don't really eat the bad things that would affect it too much. And I drink cherry juice, and the cherry juice helps with the inflammation as well, so really no issue. What's going on, X Shooter? How you doing? Oh, we gotta watch the newscast, don't we? Oh, brother. I keep blocking this one's head. You'll never see her face. Here, should I give her to my webcam? There you go. I can kind of see her face. Blue lip sync, we drip ink. Oh my god. Current battle stages, what are they? Eel Tail Alley. Oh, I was reading that. Mahi Mahi Resort. I don't think we did Mahi Mahi Resort yet, did we? I don't think so. And there's spawning grounds again.
Excalibur's confused, saying I thought he refused to play Splatoon. This was donated to him by a fan. A fan literally bought the credits for him to get this game specifically. So he got gifted Nintendo credits or whatever just so he could play this fucking game. He didn't spend a fucking penny on it, which is why he's playing it. Just a wee reminder, we need to say above and beyond. Brad Burney wants me to check Pig Pig Go. In fact, I'll do that right now. If I get Pig Pig Go, above and beyond podcast. How often has Phil said above and beyond? He said it on the 29th of August, the 25th, the 22nd, the 8th, and the 6th, and the 4th. It is not as common as it used to be. Above and beyond was, I think, more frequent. Well, maybe not. Yeah, above and beyond is not that common these days. It happens, but it's not that fucking regular. There is some gaps there. There is perhaps room to yeet it the fuck out of the fucking rotation. But we can do a wee poll for that at some point. I'll do a poll on the start of next stream. How about that? Okay. We'll do a poll start next stream if people want above and beyond removed or not. But yeah, so there we go. And Phil is playing this game because it was gifted to him essentially. And by the way, he's still recording for YouTube yet. He's not recording yet for YouTube. So just point that out there.
How exciting. Okay. Yes, I know it's weird, isn't it? It's pretty weird. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Now he's fucking recording for YouTube. Now he's fucking doing it. This is incredible. $14 in tips. We're one tip, $1 shy, and he didn't bump his microphone either. Or say above and beyond. The game is done. So, it is what it is, guys. 22 out of 25. It's still a strong card. It was quite a decent run. Yeah, let's say $14. You know, you can see for yourself here.
Splatoon 3. I played this on launch day a couple days ago.
Now, let me actually hit live and see if he's got anything since then. It won't count, but let's see how he's doing since we have been... Well, we were behind by like 20 minutes, 30 minutes or something. We all love men, says Creativian on this game. Naturally, Phil started running towards him like a fucking beacon.
We'll try again if I don't really get the hang of this.
$58 fucking dollars in tips. Phil's got to $58 since he's been playing the fucking game for YouTube. So he went from $14 to $58, and he's not even had 1 Minute Man contribute yet. So it's a good day for Phil Burnell in tips so far, that's for sure. But yeah, so sadly it wasn't a full house today. I was really hoping it would be. I thought it would be a good chance to get a full house. It is what it is. So sorry about that, guys, but we're going to end things how we always end things. We are going to enjoy and appreciate Pixar Animation's notorious PIG contributions. It is, in my opinion, one of the best video tractor tunes out there, and Pixar Animation's done a brilliant job animating this fucking video. I just fucking love it to bits, so you all fucking know how I feel about this fucking video. Absolutely fucking love it. But guys, thank you very much for joining me. I do appreciate everyone keeping me right in the bingo, in the bingo card, making sure I didn't miss anything. I was happy to regain things. It's one of those things. I'm very glad to get your support and making sure I wasn't missing shit. And also for the super chats as well. I certainly do appreciate any contributions. You guys are really fucking generous. I really do appreciate it. Every single one of you. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you end up doing. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for some more DSP Bingo if you wish to join me. Hopefully we can start off the Monday with an actual full house. We are fucking due one. Jesus Christ, we are due a fucking 25 out of 25 full house, and that means somebody can actually get something back. Somebody in chat can win a prize from me if we get a full 25 out of 25. Just my way of giving back to you guys, but we need to get a fucking full 25 out of 25. We'll talk about the above and beyond thing and updating the bingo card stuff at the start of our next stream tomorrow. But for now, let's just enjoy the rest of our weekend, and I hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money, when you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money,
gone like that in an instant, fucking gone.